Front Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Bank West, Allied Plumbing, Beck Motors, Home Care Services, Venture Communications, Vilas Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, State Farm Insurance, CHS River Plains, and Xander Auto Parts.
Coming out the timeout, Elijah Bucci with the snap. He goes left side. Down to the end zone. He's in! Touchdown, Governors! They've got the lead with 8 seconds to go.
And by Wheelhouse Auto Body, Slumberland, SD7, Shane's Pharmacy, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, First Fidelity Bank, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping.
This will be tapped over. See if the Governors again can take advantage of it. Waldron set for Cronin. There's your win. It's set one, 32-30. Campbell Cronin with 8 kills in the first set.
And by Wagner Auto, Sanford Clinic, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Envirotech, First National Bank, and Faith Lutheran Church.
As the Governors get across midfield, LaRush now with some open space, looking to send one through forward for Aharts. It comes in, Aharts, he scores! Keith Aharts from LaRush, and it's a 1-0 lead.
And by Cougar Climate Systems, River Bottom Sanitation, Rising Hope Counseling, Pizza Ranch, Olson Plumbing, Dakota Storm Roofing, Ferding Electric, James Valley Landscaping, Lamb Motors, May Adam, and First Dakota National Bank.
Sheldon will lose the ball. The Pierre Governors, they fall on it. They're going to the Dome. The Governors score with 8 seconds remaining, and they win it 14-9.
And by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Cougar Contracting, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, and First United Methodist Church. And now to the booth with the call of the game and the voice of the Pierre Governors, John Winkler.
Well, it's the old saying of good things come to those who wait, and we have waited quite often for this game to get started. We've waited all summer. We've been waiting it all month of August, and we almost had to wait till September to get this first game in the books. But we are going to play some football tonight here at Hollister Field. Teams are warming up. We're about a little under half an hour away from getting started between the Pierre Governors and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles for the first game of the season. Now, everything that we're going to be talking with both coaches in the pregame show, but those were recorded interviews before we even had this delay. Probably the key to this game is what team is going to come out here ready to play at after 9 o'clock. Usually you're wrapping up a football game after 9 o'clock. We're going to be starting our football game at 9:15 here this evening. So there is a lot of different thoughts in a lot of kids' heads right now that everything has to be ready to go for the game tonight. And you have to be able to pick up where you were starting to, because both teams were out and starting to warm up and then had to go to their locker room. And that was 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, whatever. Almost probably was 3 hours ago at this point. So we've waited a long time. Those guys have been in the locker room for a long time. They've got some extra food. They had a little bit of a meal to kind of keep the energy up, as well as also just, had to kind of hang out. You have to somehow turn the switch off and then turn it back on. There's a lot that goes into a long, lengthy weather delay. A lot of times you talk about it in baseball, but football can be one that can be a very hard thing to do. And one of these teams is going to come away with a win tonight. Will it be a clean win? It's always the first game that sometimes those games are very ugly when it comes to penalties and first game jitters, all of that stuff. And now you throw on a 2-hour rain delay, by weather delay by the time that we get going here tonight. It could be a sloppy game. Field-wise, play-wise, everything could be just a little sloppy But it's all about getting the win at the end of the day, end of the night, which could be tomorrow morning. You won't expect it to be tomorrow morning, but it could be tomorrow morning. It was a 3-hour game. It's going to be fun, though. Football is back here in the capital city. We're excited for some football to bring you here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, as we had to wait longer than we wanted to for this first game to get going between the Pierre Governors and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. So we're officially getting this game started unless there's something else that happens. We are ready to go for some football here in about 26 minutes. Whenever that clock hits 0, national anthem, no starting lineups. We'll have the national anthem, but no starting lineups, and then we'll get kickoff going between the Pierre Governors and Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. So let's talk with both coaches. We'll first talk with Justin Breeze, the head coach of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. That is coming up next. We'll come back in 4 minutes and start talking with our coaches here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre is proud to sponsor today's game. Whether you're in the market for a brand new Ford, Lincoln, or Toyota, or a quality pre-owned vehicle, our team is here to get you back on the road in style. From tough trucks to family SUVs, we've got the selection you need and the hometown service you deserve. Browse online anytime at CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, where community drives us forward.
Planting for next year is right around the corner, but do you know how much nutrients your crops will need? Fall soil sampling with CHS River Plains can help you look at each field's nutrient carryover, provide you with a more accurate farm plan, and allow you to take a position on those nutrients needed when you see fit. Plus, it'll make your life easier next spring when the planters are ready to roll and you don't have to wait. Contact your local CHS River Plains agronomist today, and we'll get the pickup headed your way.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Is it time for a fresh look underfoot? Tired of worn out carpets or outdated flooring? Then you need to visit Country Carpet and Flooring in Pierre. We're your local experts for every style, from plush carpets and durable laminates to elegant hardwoods and luxury vinyl. Discover hundreds of options from top name brands, all with our friendly expert service. Visit Country Carpet and Flooring at 414 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or call us at 605-224-9297. Country Carpet and Flooring, Your floor, your style, our expertise.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Joining me is Coach Justin Breeze of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles as we get set for kickoff here tonight in the opening game of the season. Coach, it is that time of the year, whether we're ready or not, and I think a lot of people have been ready. I'm sure you have been ready. The team has been ready. That we're finally here for week one of the season. What's the level like? What's the excitement level, energy level like getting ready for this first game of the season?
Yeah, there's always that nervous excitement, anticipation, all the excited, ready for the season to get going. After a summer of working on some stuff and having 3 weeks of camp and starting practice going and stuff, it's kind of time to really get going after it. And instead of beating on each other during practice, it's time to suit up and play against somebody else in a different colored jersey.
This Aberdeen Central team from last year to this year, and you're not unfamiliar with it. Seniors graduate, move on, and you have to find different places for maybe you move a guy that played one position last year into another spot. Maybe you move a guy into that spot. What's it been like getting it set for this season and being able to fill those new roles as the season gets underway?
Yeah, that's always it's with high school football. It's always the thing where guys are going to graduate, and who are the guys that are going to step up that are underclassmen that maybe weren't quite ready last year, but all of a sudden through the off season get themselves ready and physically and mentally ready to go for the season. It's kind of a fun game to play. Looking at okay, we got this kid here, we got this kid here. Maybe we can move this kid around here, and maybe he'd be better fit there. And it really helps the line to move this kid here. Maybe helps the secondary putting this kid here. So it always looks good on paper, and then you get out in practice and you look at it and say, okay, this is a good fit, and this is where we should be. And these guys work really good together, and they're communicating well and those kind of things. So it's always kind of a fun game to play and find the right spot for our guys to help the team. And we emphasize that with our guys that, hey, you know what, maybe you didn't play much here last year, but this year I think you could play this position, and it's really going to help the team out as far as wins and losses.
You had a big offense and a defensive line. The linemen last year for Aberdeen Central were big guys, and a lot of them return, and the big guys are returning for this team this year. How much, how good is that? How nice is that to have some big, beefy guys on the line to start the year? And when things are you're trying to work different ways on the offense or defensive side, to have those guys that you can rely on to say, hey, just go block, go make a play. How nice is that to rely on those guys?
It's really nice, to have some big physical guys, like you said, is always helpful, and as we, kind of evolve as an offense and as a defense, getting them to be able to maybe do some different things and maybe advance a little more than what we had last year and try some new things. And, physically, we know they can handle it, and it's just a matter of making sure they know what to do and where to go and how to do it. And it's nice to have just the big bodies to do that. So it's always a plus, every football game. There's usually won or lost in the trenches, and how well does your offensive line block, and how well does your defensive line, get after the quarterback and maintain their gaps on rundowns. So that's always a huge thing.
Well, you faced this Pierre Governor team to start the season, and last year, in the last couple of years, you've opened up against Pierre, but last year specifically, 20-14 win for Pierre, a relatively low-scoring game. You guys scored late. They scored in three straight drives and didn't get anything before then, didn't get anything after there. What do you take from that game in game one, and do you kind of expect the same for the Pierre Governor offense and defense to kind of look the same going into game one, and how much emphasis do you put on what Pierre does, especially not having film on them this year yet? How much emphasis do you put on them, and how much is it more about what Aberdeen Central wants to do?
I think it's a little combination of both. We focused a lot on this past week or last couple of weeks of, hey, here's what we're going to do, here's how we're going to play, this is what we're going to do, and then we're able to kind of take a look back at maybe previous years of film and stuff like that. And like you talked about, with the graduation and maybe guys moving positions, maybe there's some people at different spots, and who's the underclassmen that are coming in. So it's hard to really scheme up and do anything too technical. It's a lot of, like you said, just focusing on us and what we do, and we might have to make adjustments at after the first series, at halftime, those kind of things. So it's always a fun little game to play, right off the bat to get things going. And, as a coach, it's fun to be able to take things in a game and make in-game adjustments and help your players understand what they're supposed to do and how we're adjusting things and changing stuff. But, I think Pierre is, they've been doing what they've been doing here for, past couple of years with Coach Steele. He does a good job of getting his guys going. So I think offensively we kind of general idea of what they want to do. There's going to be some wrinkles in there, obviously, of course. And, with Coach Thorson moving on defense, I'm not quite sure what they're going to do, but we kind of have a general idea of maybe what they're going to do, which then leads into our coaches, being able to make adjustments and figure things out in game.
And offensively for this Aberdeen Central team, didn't score a lot of points and probably as much as you would like to last year. Defensively, you guys were in just about every single game, just didn't have the offensive output. So what is a big thing that can be different this year for Aberdeen Central that you want to be different to put more points up on the board this year?
Yeah, and then that's something that we emphasize a lot this off season, over the summer, and then through fall camp here is, being able to sustain our drives, not having to punt on fourth down, and being able to pick up fourth downs or pick up those third down plays. That way we can sustain those drives, keep things going. At the same time, being able to find places where we can get explosive plays and make big things happen has been a big push for us this offseason offensively to make up for those things that we didn't do last year.
Talking with Coach Justin Brees of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Coach, final question here. Biggest key overall for Aberdeen Central to get a win in Week 1 against the Governors?
I kind of mentioned it before, but I think, the O-line, D-line guys are going to have to do their job really well. Whether that's if we're on offense, make sure we're getting the right blocks that we need to, picking up guys, picking up linemen and linebackers, and getting ready to go, and then opening things up for our running backs and our quarterback to do their job. At the same time, our defensive line be able to get some pressure on, maintain their gaps, but at the same time, on those passing downs, be able to pin errors back and get after the quarterback.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. It is good talking to you again. Good to have high school football back in the state of South Dakota, especially for 11 AA. Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight, and good luck this season.
Yep, thank you.
Absolutely. That is Coach Justin Brees of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. We'll return with more of the pregame show next, talking with Coach Steve Steele back here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Have you assessed the condition of your roof at your home or business? Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters can help. Since 2010, Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters has been helping their customers in Pierre, Fort Pierre, and all surrounding areas. With over 20 years experience, the professionals at Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters know how to get the job done. Specializing in all types of roofing, they'll make sure to find the right fit for you and your home. Give them a call at 605-280-9797 or get a free quote on their website at dakotastormroofing.com. Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters. Reliable roofing for your peace of mind.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
At Wheelhouse Auto Body, we believe in treating our customers and their cars like family. Our service-focused team has over 50 years combined experience in the automotive repair industry. If you have a vehicle, big or small, that needs some TLC, Wheelhouse Auto Body team is ready to take care of you. Visit Wheelhouse Auto Body at 720 North Garfield or contact us at 605-494-0436. Wheelhouse Auto Body of Pierre.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684. Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Join me as Coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governors. And, Coach, it is that time of the year, first game of the season. You get to open at home against Aberdeen Central. Got to be a lot of excitement for the coaching staff, for the players. I know, fans, anybody who just enjoys football at all is excited for this Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, start of a new season. Hopes are high. We got a lot of good energy going right now, and it's kind of that day where you go find out. We feel like we've had a good off season in the weight room and building a team, and we just hope that it carries over here tonight.
There's a lot that every team always has to replace a lot, regardless if it's numbers-wise or talent-wise. There's always a lot to replace every single year. But this Pierre Governor group that is coming in this year has a lot of experience coming in from last year. Still could be considered a younger team with some of these juniors and sophomores that are going to get more playing time or had a lot of playing time and will up their roles this year. But there's a lot of experience that's going to be on this Governor squad, both on the offense and defensive side.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys that probably last year was unfortunate that they had to get as many reps as they did, just being kind of younger sophomores. But, positive now because they've got all those reps behind them. There'll still be some growing pains. We've still got some new starters in there. But, we're excited about this group we got. We've got a lot of ability out there on both sides of the ball, and should be a lot of fun to see what they can do.
The battle of the trenches is, sometimes a big emphasis on coaches, but in a game like this against Aberdeen Central, the trenches are going to be a big factor because Aberdeen Central has got some very good size and returning guys from last year's team that caused some issues for the Governors in week one last year. Now you expect those guys to be even better on the offense and defensive line, but their size is going to be a big key in that game.
Yeah, I mean, they're a big group up front. If you're looking outside in, that's going to be the one thing we don't have an abundance of is very large humans. We've got decent size up front, but not to the extent of what Aberdeen's got. We feel like we're very athletic. We feel like we've got some good speed. But size is going to be the one thing that we've got to troubleshoot this year, and this will definitely be some troubleshooting going on.
And week one is always you don't want to start guessing on what the other team is going to do. You don't want to put a whole lot of emphasis on, they're probably going to change things up if you look at their roster. But what do you expect from Aberdeen? Do you kind of expect the same thing from Aberdeen Central from last year? Or how do you handle a little bit of prepping for them? Because I know a lot of week one coaches, again, talk about we want to focus on ourselves. We want to play a good football game on what we do well and not worry about the other team. But what do you maybe expect from Aberdeen Central coming in?
Yeah, I would expect them to be pretty similar to what we saw last year schematically. They've got a lot of guys back. The majority of their line's back. Their quarterback's back. So they should probably be pretty similar on offense and defense. They've got probably a little bit over half their D-backs. So one of those things you probably don't anticipate seeing a different defense or offense unless there's a coaching change, which there wasn't. That's kind of what we're prepared for. But, like always, for this first game, you're ready for anything.
Caleb Lounsbury back as a starting quarterback again here for his senior year. You get several guys returning in the wide receiver spots, and obviously Cooper Twilliger returning as a tight end. Kia Ducheneau will get the start at the running back. His first start. How nice is it to have those skill position guys returning for Ducheneau to get his first start to kind of maybe ease him into the ball game and not say we got to rely on you right away. We can rely on a lot of guys to help bring him along as the first-time starter.
Yeah, I mean, we've got really good skill positions right now. I mean, when you look at having a Cooper Twilliger, Carter Scheffelbein, Dilgis has started quite a few games, and Jaron Deals really had a great summer and into camp here. I mean, that should hopefully help relieve some pressure on the run game, and Kay has had a great summer. I mean, he's ready to go. He's looking great in practice right now. So hopefully we can find some good balance in that just with the amount of athletes we have on the field.
Now always the question of what qualifies a good start? How do you want to start the game, and what's going to be a good start for the Governors? But how key is it to have to be able to drive down and score that first possession, or maybe get a defensive stop, whichever way the ball goes first? How key is it to kind of ease everybody into the game, calm the nerves of everybody by striking first, or getting a not necessarily maybe a 3 and out, but just getting a punt or a 0 on the defensive side?
Yeah, I mean, having a good start is always going to be important in this first game. But, I think we kind of learned last year, any way you can get a win that first game is great. I mean, last year was a very ugly win. We weren't happy with many things other than the outcome, but it was enough. You never know when those are going to come back, and you're going to need those power points later in the year.
And then overall here for this first game, biggest key for the Governors to get a win against Aberdeen Central?
I think the most important part this first game is taking care of the football. It's always a challenge to win games if you don't take care of the football, if you have turnovers. But I think that issue is just magnified in that first game where you're kind of figuring things out. Both offenses are probably going to be a little bit more prone to mistakes right away. So the team that'll make less of them is probably going to be the one on top.
Coach, first one of the year. Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you in the postgame.
Thanks, John.
That's head coach Steve Seal, the Pierre Governors, back with more of the pregame show next here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut hundreds of cross, and played hours of peekaboo and duck duck gray duck because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Carrie Bauman will help make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Carrie Bauman in Pierre today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
We welcome you back here at Hollister Field. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, we got just a couple seconds here before we'll take another break for the national anthem. One of the biggest keys that got to be in this game is the ability to get back up for this game. I know it's the first game of the year and all that stuff, but after having such a long delay, you got to be able to get back and ready to go for this game.
Yeah, this is going to be a test of willpower between who was able to flip off the switch and flip it back on, kind of like you said earlier before we went to our pregame show. You know, who's able to turn the switch off and then flip it back on. As you know, we basically had a 2-hour break before this game's getting underway. Actually, over 2 hours, 2 1/4 looks like as of right now by the time kickoff starts.
We will step aside for another 2 minutes. We will come back and have kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Back in 2 minutes on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pizza Ranch in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Sports. Bring your crew to the ranch. We have hot buffet options, including legendary pizza, the country's best chicken, savory sides, nutritious salads, and delicious desserts. Perched right on the river, our Fort Pierre Pizza Ranch is only minutes from the South Dakota State Capitol building and right down the road from where the Pierre Governors play. The Pizza Ranch in Fort Pierre. Go Govs! Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Whether you're a first-time buyer looking for a home of your own, or you have an eye on an investment property, First Fidelity Bank has the right mortgage for you. From a vacation home to building your dream house from the ground up. So stop by and get your mortgage loan from us. First Fidelity Bank. First-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
Oh, shut the water off! Shut the water off! Oh, don't give me that look. I know you said to call Allied Plumbing and Heating. I read the instructions and I watched a couple of videos. I thought that I had this. Let me watch a couple more videos and I'll take care of it. Just go to your sister's. I'll have it fixed. Hello, Allied Plumbing and Heating. I need your help.
You can rely on your allies at Allied Plumbing and Heating, 605-494-2001. As we welcome you back, we are getting set for a kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles as John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. We are getting set for our first game of the 2025 season. We will open up the window here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of see the reflection of both Blake and I. We will have the window open as soon as that rain starts to subside a little bit. It is raining towards us. We want to keep our equipment dry. This is the first game of the season. We don't want to ruin our equipment right away. So we will have the window open as we get rolling, as the rain kind of starts to die down and it's not raining into the window. But this Pierre Governor team right now, coin flip taking at center, at midfield. And Blake, Governors are looking to get back to the top of the mountain. Last year it was a tough way to finish out the season with the loss to Watertown, the state championship. But at the same point right now, it is driving this Governor team into 2025, looking to not let this happen again and get right back to be, and their motto is the Empire Strikes Back from Star Wars. They want to be the Empire. They want to strike back and take the championship.
Yeah, they do. This is going to be kind of a bounce-back year for the Govs. Like you said, 7-time state champions prior to last year, and really they were a play away from making it 8. Coin toss was won by Aberdeen. They will defer to the second half. Pierre has elected to receive the opening kick, and we'll see the Governor offense for the first time here in 2025, the 2025 football season. And like you said, that's a good way to maybe put some points on the board early and get the sour taste out of your mouth right away and start getting things rolling here in 2025 towards maybe another notch in the belt of the Death Star, as the Pierre football program is kind of taken on the moniker of this year.
And if you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, you saw the 95 jersey go out with the captains. That was worn by Aiden Van Balen. Unfortunately lost his life at the end of the last school year in the summertime, and he is a honorary captain with this Governor team, and will be, his jersey is sitting on the bench right now, and very, very touching. And I know the Governor team, with all the stuff already that they want to play for the season, that's kind of taking the forefront of who they want to play for this year.
Yeah, that's everything. It just reminds you that life is so fragile, and when you lose a kiddo like that very suddenly, and that, to your point, John, Aiden Van Balen will be a captain for this Governor team all season long, and will be heavy or very on the forefront of the minds of the Governors as they look toward a state championship again.
As Dahlman will kick it off, and the Governors wasting no time down the sideline out to the 50-yard line. A huge return for Jaron Deal, and the Govs will get it near the 50-yard line to open things up just 5 seconds into the ball game in this offense. Caleb Lounsbury will lead the offense out. This is going to be a great start for we'll see how much they want to throw the football tonight. It's going to be a very sloppy, wet night with trying to hold on to the football. We'll see what they want to do coming out. Kea Ducheneau has got the starts for the Pierre Governors. We're number 23 in the backfield, as it will be a I formation under center for Caleb Lounsbury. Two receivers, one on each side. The handoff will quickly go to Ducheneau. He bounces off the tackler. He's out to the 45. Pushing his way forward, and he will get to the 40-yard line, a gain of 10 for a first down. Kea Ducheneau, the first run, as he gets the starts, gets 10 yards after contact, and the Govs have a 1st and 10. And they will say it is first down. It was taking a little bit longer to signal that first down, but it is 1st and 10 for the Governors at the 40-yard line, just 15 seconds into the ball game.
Yeah, both defenses are really going to have to wrap up and make sure they wrangle ball carriers to the ground tonight, John. Great job of fighting through arm tackles there from Ducheneau on that first carry. He will pick up about 1.5 on his second carry. Good job by that Aberdeen front to kind of snuff out that second run of the night.
Those three starting receivers for the Governors are Jaron Deal, the sophomore, Carter Shufflebein, the junior, and Lincoln Dilgis, the senior. It is Cooper Twilliger, the tight end, and then the offensive line of Colton Cass, Max Schmitz, Bryson Wallman, Tucker Ott, and Captain Max Bogenhagen will be part of that big front for the Governors against this beefy defensive line of Aberdeen Central. Shotgun formation, empty backfield here for Lounsbury. The snap is going to be dropped, and Aberdeen Central says they have fallen on top of it. The snap didn't get out to Lounsbury at all. It wasn't even dropped by Lounsbury. Never got to him, and Aberdeen Central falls on top of it, and it will be a fumble and a recovery for Aberdeen Central, and they will take over at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, ball just must have slipped out of the hands of the center there, and falling on top of it was Joey Dahlman, the senior linebacker. Quick on his feet, able to pounce on it, and first turnover of the night. And you mentioned it early, John. This is going to come down to who can hang on to the ball the most in this game, with the conditions being what they are. Ball control is going to be a premium factor in the result of this game, and Aberdeen forcing the first turnover here of this ball game tonight.
10:48 to go in the first quarter, so now it's going to be a pistol formation for Aberdeen as Brayden Bowman will take the first snap for the Golden Eagles as Dahlman goes in motion to the left side of the line. Stepping back to pass right away is Bowman. He will throw it downfield, looking down the field, and will overthrow his intended receiver by about 5 to 10 yards, as that was Carter Lust, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd and 10. So they're not wasting any time with the wet conditions. It was right away that they were looking to try and throw it down the field.
Yeah, definitely not afraid to air it out right away is Aberdeen. Pierre obviously known to do that in the past, and Pierre actually with 2 running plays, I guess 3 if you count the fumble, because the ball was not thrown in the air on that play. So Aberdeen, the first of these 2 teams to attempt to pass tonight, with both teams having a possession, even on a night like tonight with conditions being what they are. I don't think that was on anybody's bingo card, John.
Dahlman will go in motion to the right side of the line, hand off to Ridley Waldo in the backfield as he's going to try and push his way forward. He's got nowhere to go. He will be stopped right at that line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1, and it's 3rd down and 9 now for Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, Lincoln Schoenhardt in on the tackle, as was Max Bogenhagen. Great job by that Governor front to shed the blocks of the Aberdeen offensive line, really stop the running back in his tracks for a gain of 1. It's 3rd and 9 here for the Golden Eagles from their own 39-yard line, excuse me.
They got to get to their own 48 as we tick to the 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter of our opening game of the season. Yes, at 9:25, it is the opening game of the season. Man goes in motion, left side of the line. Pistol formation. Snap will go back. Waldo will look to pass. He will throw it over the middle of the field. That's going to be tipped and incomplete. And a good play by the defenseman as Aiden Bout to make that Logan Whitty was the one that was able to break it up, and it's going to be 4th down. It's a really good play there by Whitty.
Yeah, sticky coverage there by Logan Whitty. Ball was actually thrown behind the receiver. Bowman threw the ball behind the receiver, and Whitty did a good job of sticking on his man and was able to bat it away to the grass harmlessly here at Hollister Field, and that sets up 4th and 9, and Aberdeen's going to punt the ball away to looks like a couple of Governors back there on punt return.
Looks like Carter Shufflebine and Sutton Sonnenschein are both back there, as Byram will be the one punting. It's a low line drive punt. It will take a couple of bounces, and it will roll for Aberdeen Central out to around what will be the 26-yard line, and that's where the Governors will take over for their 2nd possession after forcing a 3-and-out to open up the ball game on the Aberdeen's first possession. So as Kate Ducheneau with 12 yards on the first 2 runs of his, not necessarily varsity career, but his first varsity start for sure. We'll see if they go back to him, and we'll see also the Governors go back to the shotgun formation. Right now they're going to start under center, as it'll be a Ducheneau in the backfield as Shufflebine comes in motion, and it will be a flag, potentially a false start. Shufflebine was running to the line and then took off, and we'll see what the flag is. We'll hear from our referee. Well, maybe we'll hear from the referee for the first time. And without having it'll be a false start against the Governors. Back them up 5 yards, and it's 1st and 15 with 9:37 to go here in the first quarter. Don't have our crowd mic out yet because our window is still shut, as we're still waiting for the rain to stop and to give us a chance to get the window open and being able to let you watch the football game. From under center, again, Lounsbury moves a man in motion. Near side, as it will be Lounsbury dropping back to pass. He'll step up with it. He's going to pick up those 5 yards and get all the way back to the 31. So he'll end up picking up about 9 yards and make it 2nd down and medium here for the Governors.
Yeah, good job on his feet there by Lounsbury. Deep coverage, shell coverage there by Aberdeen, dropping a few guys back deep. Lounsbury sees that. He tucks it right away. Runs, picks up a gain of about 9, making it 2nd and 7 approximately for the Govs from their own 30-yard line.
Called an official gain of 8 for Lounsbury. He's back under center. 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. From under center, handoff for Duchesneau, and he will be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. He was thrown forward to about the 32, so he ends up being with a gain of 2 to make it 3rd and about 5 here for the Governors, and manageable to try and pick up the first down.
Yeah, nice job there by Jackson Henley, shedding his block and tackling Duchesneau for a gain of 1 or 2, making it 3rd and 5 for the Govs. This is going to be another key to this ball game, John, is which team can convert on 3rd down.
So here from the 32-yard line, 3rd and 5, 8:15 to go here for the Governors in the first quarter. No score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. From under center, receiver on each side. Toss play to the right side. Duchesneau had to wrap that up before he was moving forward, and he's not going to get to that first down marker. Maybe he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, as it was Joey Dahlman that will make the tackle. It'll bring up 4th down, and it will bring up a punt here for the Governors.
Yeah, Joey Dahlman snuffed that out right away on the toss, trying to get Duchesneau out in space, but Dahlman was right there to stop him in his tracks, and then Jackson Henley came in once again and finished him off for no gain. 4th and 5 for the Govs, and Aberdeen had a late man run off the field, so if they would have snapped it early, that would have been a false start penalty or a too many men on the field penalty, and the Govs would have been able to pick up a first down, but instead they punted away. Lounsbury punts it inside the 30, takes a Governor roll to about the 27-yard line where it is downed, and that's where Aberdeen will take over here with 7:18 to go in the first quarter.
Very good punt there from Caleb Lounsbury. 7:18 to go, and Aberdeen will get their second drive, and of course they went 3 and out on their opening drive with a total of just 1 yard gain. Ridley Waldo had a rush for just a single yard, and so only not a whole lot of offense. And with the way the weather is and how this game, first game of the season, probably won't see a lot of offense between these two teams right now. And Aberdeen Central very good defensively last year. They didn't score a whole lot of points throughout the season, but they didn't give up a whole lot either. Man goes in motion to the right side of the line, and as it will be Bowman that will take the snap. It was Waldo that went to the right side. Now they'll hand it off in the backfield. Looks like Dahlman will get it, and he will races forward to around the 30-yard line. Or are they going to get to around the 32-yard line? So a gain of 5. Called a gain of 4 with Max Bogenhagen on the tackle.
Yeah, nice job of running there by Dahlman. He's flashed early in this ball game, making tackles on defense, and then as your fullback on offense, picking up a gain of 4 there. I think he's going to be a key guy to watch on top of Ridley Waldo. Those are going to be the two main backs for Aberdeen tonight to look out for.
Man goes in motion again. That's Carter Lust to the near side. Bowman will take the snap from the pistol, and it will be a handoff up the middle and nowhere to go back to the 30-yard line, a loss of 1, and it's 3rd down and long for Aberdeen Central. Dahlman loses a yard. Max Schmitz will be the one to make the tackle for the Governors, and it's 3rd and 7 here for Aberdeen Central with 6:10 to go here in the first quarter. Still looking for our first score of our ball game.
Yeah, nice job by the Governor front there. Lathan Rounds in on the tackle. Bogenhagen there as well. No gain. Setting up 3rd and long. Well, 3rd and medium here for Aberdeen with 5:55 to go.
Back to pass is Bowman. A screen pass. The catch will be made here by Dahlman. He will get a first down as he will get out. The ball came out late, but it was a signal that he was down. It will be a first down. It was very close to having having a legal man downfield, because the pass, if it goes behind the line of scrimmage, I believe it's okay, but if it's a past the line of scrimmage, which was right at that line, there's a couple guys that were running down the field too early for the screen pass, but it will be a first down for Aberdeen Central, their first one of the ball game, and they have it out to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, beautiful design there by the Golden Eagle coaching staff. Screenplay, to your point, was close to being ineligible man downfield, but a nice job by Dahlman, able to pick up yards after the catch, and Aberdeen's in business here. 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line.
Waldo will go in motion near the near side. Now there's going to be a flag and a false start against Waldo, who had moved in motion, and then it will end up getting a little bit of those first game jitters and ends up picking up the false start penalty, so they'll back him up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 back to the 38-yard line, excuse me. So that's both teams now with a false start penalty against them, and it is, but we'll see if this will hurt Aberdeen Central on this drive at 1st and 15 with 5:15 and counting here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they haven't been afraid to let loose on throwing the football down the field here early in the ball game. So we'll maybe look to see if they do just that here at 1st and 15.
Dahlman goes in motion on the right side of the line. 3 receivers stacked out there on the right side. Now Waldo will get the handoff, and he will be wrapped up at the 40-yard line. Gain of just 2 as the tackle is by Lincoln Schoenhard. Actually, I believe it was number 10, and Bennett Eisenbeiser will get the carry. And again, he'll get 2 to make it 2nd down and 13 for the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Eisenbeiser picks up 2. Nice play by Lincoln Schoenhard, reading his running lane assignment correctly, filling it, and making the tackle on Eisenbeiser. 2-yard gain for the Golden Eagles on first down on that run play, setting up 2nd and 13.
4:20 to go here in the first quarter. Still no score. Second possession here for Aberdeen. Man goes in motion. Carter Luss to the near side. 2 receivers on the near side. Back to pass is going to be Bowman. He will step over, look down the middle of the field. That ball is going to be tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Looking maybe for a flag, and there will be a flag that comes in late from the far side judge. And it will probably be against the Governors, and it will be a 15-yard penalty that will give Aberdeen Central a first down. It is pass interference against the Governors.
Yeah, Logan Whitty was running step for step with the Aberdeen receiver. It may have been a little bit too handsy, was Whitty, because it looked like he was running stride for stride. He was able to put his hand on the ball and knock it away, but just a little bit too handsy before the pass, and that will set up Aberdeen with a first down, being I believe it's a spot foul, isn't it?
15-yard
It's
penalty.
15 yards from the spot of the
previous line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage. So it's a first down for Aberdeen as a result of that 15-yard penalty.
Yeah,
and that'll set them up at the 45 of the Governors.
Just a spot foul in NFL,
That's
but
right.
in college and high school it is a 15-yard penalty. Pistol formation again here for Aberdeen. 4:07 to go. 1st and 10 for the Governor 45-yard line. As Bowman will take the snap, he'll hand it off in the backfield, and it is going to be a handoff up the middle for a gain of about 4 or 5. Make that 4 for Waldo. And maybe end up with only just about 3, and it'll be 2nd down and 7 here as Johnny Sharon on the tackle for the Governors.
Yeah, just between the tackles run there from Waldo, he picked up 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Except there's really not, it's more mud, I guess, tonight with the rain being what it is. But nice tackle there by Johnny Sharon in the line for the Govs. 2nd and 7 after that gain of 3 from Waldo.
Man will go to the left side of Bowman now, and that is going to be Dahlman. A handoff will go to Waldo. He'll skip out to the left side, trying to go outside the tackle. He was able to make Schoenhard miss, but there is 4 different Governors that were there to make the tackle. As the first man there for Pierre looked like it was Aiden Beam that made the tackle for the Govs, and it will be 3rd down and medium here, gain of 3, and it will be 3rd and 4 here for Aberdeen.
Gain of 4 on the play brings up.
Another nice run. That was off tackle there from Waldo off the left side, running behind big number 75, Felipe Gonzalez. Picks up a gain of 4. Nice job by the Governor defense rallying to the ball, but it's going to be 3rd and 4 here from the Governor 39.
2:40 to go here in the first quarter. Pistol formation, receiver on each side. They will hand it off. They will fake the handoff. Play action, rolling to the right. Now a man is open. The catch will be made out on the far side. Coach Steele is yelling at one of the, there's a penalty flag that is down. Coach Steele is yelling at one of the officials on the near sideline, but there is a flag right around the line of scrimmage. And we'll see what the call is, if that will back Aberdeen right back up and will nix the first down with 2.5 minutes to go. Is an eligible man downfield. So we'll back them up the 5 yards, and it will be 3rd down and about 9 now for the Golden Eagles. And the Governors have a chance to get off the field potentially. Where you're sitting at, if you pick up 4 or 5 and get back to where you were, and have it 4th down from the 40, 39-yard line, you're probably thinking about maybe going for it at that point, just because you never know how many chances you're going to get in a game like this, and you're on plus territory. So it could be 4-down territory. It could be a third down setup call for a fourth down potentially for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, that's a really big penalty there for the Governors to be able to get out of that, because that was a completed pass of about 20 yards that would have set Aberdeen up, inside their own 20-yard line in the red zone. But an ineligible man penalty downfield ends up pushing the Golden Eagles back 5 yards. Aberdeen's going to take a timeout here. Coach was sprinting down towards the line of scrimmage to try to get the timeout called. He actually slipped on the sideline and was able to get the timeout before the ball was snapped. Must not have liked what he saw from the Governor defense or even from his own offense as things were getting set up.
Well, Justin Brees, the head coach of the Golden Eagles, and Pierre graduate in 1999 and was a good track star, but probably running on the grass is a little bit different than running on that track. Well, the track's going to be pretty slippery too right now. But the timeout was taken by the Golden Eagles with 2:14 to go. They have 3rd down and 9 from the Governor 44-yard line. And again, we'll see if the Golden Eagles maybe have 2 plays drawn up here, assuming that they don't go backwards or they move forward at all. Then they might be running the 3rd down play to go for it on 4th down. But we'll see what they want to come out with out of the timeouts with just 2:14 remaining here in the first. And again, if you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, kind of waiting for that rain to eventually stop. The rain is still trying to come into the window, and we don't want to ruin our equipment. So that's why you see Blake sometimes. You'll see me with the white shirt that I have on. I really stand out in the reflection. But otherwise, we're hoping
you stand out in general, John.
Well, no, I don't. But it is.
You're outstanding.
We're hoping that we can get the rain to eventually just stop and get the window open for the remainder of the evening. Out of the timeout, 3rd down and 9 from the 44-yard line. 2:14 remaining here in the first quarter.
If you can't see it in the reflection, ladies and gentlemen, he's blushing.
2 receivers to the near side. They'll move a man in motion here to the near side of the line. Bowman will go back to pass. It was a free man coming through. Ball is up in the air. It's going to be intercepted, and the Governors will get their first turnover of the season, as it is going to be number 3 and Logan Whitty that will make the interception. And Whitty has had himself a pretty good first 10 minutes of game time for the Governors. And it's 1st and 10 from around their own 28.
Yeah, just some miscommunication there between the quarterback and Bowman and his receiver. Immediately when Bowman got the snap, he threw that thing up looking for his receiver on the far side of the field. Receiver almost cut or broke off his route before he continued on with it, and Logan Whitty was sitting back there like a center fielder making the catch.
Lounsbury, he was trying to take off with it, but that defensive line collapsed down on him, and not much to going there for Lounsbury, who, again, was looking to move forward, and whether it was a designed run or not, thought he had some space, and it quickly collapsed, and he ends up losing a yard, and it brings up 2nd down and 11. So far, no pass attempts yet from Lounsbury, and I would assume the game plan was probably not that way until we had the 2-hour weather delay. That then the game plan turned into, let's see how much we can run the football before we throw a pass. But 2nd and 11 here with 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers stacked up here on the near side, as well as also on the far side of the field. And now we will get a whistle. And we're going to get another timeout by Aberdeen. So it's their 2nd timeout in this first quarter, and within the last minute of game, with 1:24 to go here in the first quarter. We're going to take a timeout with them. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pure Governor Football on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at EnvirotechWaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back, we are getting you set for a 2nd down 11 with 1:24 to go here in the first quarter. We got the window open. We're going to try and see if we can keep our equipment dry and get the window going. So it is Second down, 11, come at the timeout. 1:24 remaining here in the first quarter. Shotgun formation. Back to pass was Lounsbury. Now he'll take off with it. He will step through the 25-yard line out towards near the 30, and it ends up being a gain of about 4 to 5 for Lounsbury, and third down and manageable here for the Governors.
Yeah, another nice job. It almost looks like these are designed runs where Lounsbury looks like he's dropping back to pass, but then tucks it and runs. Able to pick up a few on that play, setting up 3rd and 7 for the Govs from their own 28-yard line.
50 seconds to go here in the first quarter of a scoreless ball game between Pierre and Aberdeen Central as the rain continues to fall here at Hollister Field. Empty formation, empty backfield. The throw, the pass is tipped. It was still nearly caught by Cooper Terwilliger, but it will be incomplete. And as it was tipped to the line, Terwilliger was eligible to be hit before the ball got there, and it turns into 4th down. And we'll see potentially a punt here, and it will be a punt for the Governors.
Yeah, first pass there tonight from Lounsbury. Like you said, tipped at the line, and Cooper Terwilliger almost came down with that ball. Unfortunately, did not. He was hit just before the ball got to him. Like you said, was tipped at the line, so that makes it a kind of a live ball and almost a 500 ball in that sense. But falls incomplete to the grass here at Hollister. 39 seconds to go. Low snap there, but Lounsbury is able to get the punt away.
As it will be up in the air, it'll take a Governor bounce, and it's rolling inside the 30 to around the 26-yard line where they will field it, and it will be 1st and 10 for Aberdeen Central from their own 26 and their 3rd possession of the ball game.
Caleb Lounsbury, an outstanding punter in his own right, John. You know, we talk about how good of a quarterback he is, but he is just as good of a punter. I remember in the state championship last year, he had a couple of punts that really flipped the field and kept the Govs in the ball game against the Arrows, and he did a few times last year as well. What an asset to be able to have that not only as your quarterback, but also as your punter.
Could be the potential final play of the first quarter with 28 seconds to go, depending on what Aberdeen Central wants to do, if they go through the air or on the ground. Les will go in motion. He'll stay on that left side of the line on the near side. Back to pass is Bowman. He'll step over the middle, look for the middle. The diving catch will be made by Waldo past the first down marker. He was wide open, but had to make a diving catch. A gain of 11 and 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, that's a good pattern there from Aberdeen, scheming that up because nobody was running with Waldo across the middle of the field on a drag route. And a good placement there from Bowman. Waldo's able to dive for it and make the catch in past the sticks, and that'll be a 1st down here for Aberdeen, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter.
Yeah, they will not break the huddle. There's only 5 seconds to go. So we have played 1 quarter here at Hollister Field, and we are scoreless, 0-0 with American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. We'll step aside, come back in a minute. Second quarter on the way next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Stock up and save on the toughest filters in the business during Wix Filters sale days at your local Auto Value Parts store. Not only will you get the best deal of the season on our very best filters, but you'll also find deep discounts on oil, fluids, grease, batteries, and more. Upgrade your filters during Wix Filters sale days at your local Auto Value Parts store. See store for official sale dates. Auto Value. We've got the parts. We've got the smarts.
We welcome you back. It is the start of the second quarter between the Pierre Governors and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. No score in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard. John McClure alongside Blake Dean. Yes, it is the start of the second quarter. This is not a replay of earlier tonight's game. This is happening live here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports as we are just at the start of the second. Second to make that 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Going from left to right now is Aberdeen Central. As it is the start of this second quarter. Governors will get the ball to start the second half. Aberdeen will get the ball to start the second half, as this is the 3rd drive of the ball game here for Aberdeen Central. From the pistol, A handoff will go up the middle for Aberdeen Central, but nothing going for the Golden Eagles. A gain of about 2 as Dahlman will get the carry. Maybe they got him at the 40-yard line, so a gain of 3. And it's second down and 7 as Lincoln Schoenhardt was there on the tackle for the Governors.
Yeah, good job of filling gaps again. Lincoln Schoenhardt really flashing here through this first quarter plus here in this opening ball game. Doing a nice job of really filling gaps and putting his hat on the football. Sign of a veteran football player is the senior in Schoenhardt, standing 5'11", 160, playing outside linebacker for this Governor defense.
Second and 7 from the 40. Handoff will go up the middle, bouncing out of the right side for Waldo. Trying to make a man miss. He does, and then will be eventually pushed out of bounds. Porter Hunsley missed that first initial tackle. Then Logan Whitty pushed him out of bounds. Gain of 10 for Waldo, and it's first and 10 as Waldo now has a total of 17 yards on the ground. It was a total of just 34 yards in the first quarter for Aberdeen Central compared to 25 yards for the Pierre Governors. It was 24 yards through the air for Aberdeen Central. It was 25 yards in total all on the ground for the Pierre Governors. They've only attempted one pass so far. So as they actually got them at the 49, so a gain of just 9, but it's still first and 10 here for the Golden Eagles as they approach midfield, just on their side of the 50-yard line. 11:09 to go, clock is stopped. They'll move a man in motion across the line. As Graydon Tim will move over to the right side, make that the left side. Now they'll toss it that way. Eisenbeis will get the toss. He'll get past the 50. He's able to spin off of a tackler. A flag will come flying in from the back judge. And a gain of about 7. Make that 8. And we'll see now what the flag is. Usually will indicate that it will be a call against the offense at that point, unless it's a face mask call. When they're discussing on what it might be here for Eisenbeis and for the Golden Eagles. Maybe we can hear from our official for the first time tonight.
Holding, number 11. In there, company. At the end of the run. We're going to play first down.
Carson Borg is the one that gets called for the hold. Matt Clark, the referee, making the call, and it will back them up. So it's going to be first and 12 with the ends up being the 8 yards that were gained, but then from the hold it was 10 yards back. So it's first and 12, which you don't see very often. So you get a first and 12 on anything with 10:50 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, another big chunk run there from Aberdeen that was negated by the holding penalty on Borg. So Govs catch another break here as Aberdeen is really starting to find their rhythm on the ground.
As Lust will go in motion to the left side, the far side of the field. Back to pass as Bowman will look to his left, still throwing downfield. He's got a man, but it's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted by the Governors, but it will end up being incomplete. The man that was there was Aiden Beam. He almost made that diving grab. He had the best chance of making the play, but it is incomplete. Second down and 12.
Yeah, another fade route down the far sideline there from Bowman. He was looking for a receiver. It looked almost like Aiden Beam was camped underneath of it, playing center field back there. Ball was actually going over his head, so he had to flip the hips and turn and go from 0 to 100 really quickly to be able to even make a play on that ball, and he did. He just came up a little bit short on the dive attempt, but it'll fall incomplete, setting up second and 12 here for the Golden Eagles from their own 47.
And the drive, or this possession of the chains started at their own 49 or 40. Yeah, as this pass will go over the top with Dahlman incomplete as Bowman led him too far, and Dahlman could not make the catch. So it's now third down, 2 of 7 of 24 yards and an interception for Braden Bowman. With 10:17 to go here in the first half, it is third down and 12 for the Golden Eagles. They have to get to the Governor 41-yard line. It's a big third down for Aberdeen after a promising start to the drive, but that holding call, while it only backed him up 2 yards from where the original line of scrimmage was, any offensive penalty can really stall a drive quickly. Pistol formation, Two receivers on the far side. Bowman will drop back to pass again, looking for another screen pass. A throw, the catch will be made. This one is read well, and the Governors will get off the field as Lincoln Schoenhardt is able to make the tackle. And Dahlman will get 2 yards back to that original line of scrimmage to make it 4th down and 10, and Aberdeen will punt the ball away.
Another great play by Lincoln Schoenhardt. He has flashed time and time again for this Governor defense. He read that screen, saw it coming a mile away. Again, a few free rushers were right in Braden Bowman's face. He flips it out, looking for Dahlman. Dahlman makes the catch, but he is snuffed out for a gain of 2 after a nice play there by Schoenhardt. Almost a blocked punt there from the Governor's special teams unit, but punt was able to be gotten away by Jace Byram, and that will be down at the 27 of the Governors, so they'll need to march 73 yards for the first score of the ball game if they're able to do so with 9:32 left in the first half.
Yeah, like you said, looking for that first score of the ball game. We have not seen anything quite yet, as it is 2.5 minutes gone by in the second quarter now, as we're closing in at 10 o'clock on this Friday night. We got started 2 hours and 15 minutes late because of a weather delay. Caleb Lounsbury from under center, 2 receivers here on the near side. Ducheneau is in the backfield for the Governors. The handoff will go to Ducheneau, trying to right up the middle, and he will get to around the 30-yard line. He's been okay so far. He's picked up now about 17 yards on 5 carries, so averaging a little over 3 yards per carry, which isn't it's not a outstanding number, but it's a good number to start pushing your way through. And if the Governors can wear down the defensive line and wear the defense down of Aberdeen Central, those numbers will continue to grow and exponentially grow for Ducheneau. 2 receivers on the near side. Lounsbury under center again. Toss play to the left side as Ducheneau got hit at the line of scrimmage, dropped the football, but I think he fell right back on top of it. Turns into a gain of 1 for Ducheneau, maybe 2, and his 3rd down and medium here for the Governors. They'll give him a gain of 2 by picking up his own fumble.
Yep, fell right back on top of his own fumble, did Kea Ducheneau. But hey, if you can average 3 yards a carry, you're going to continue to march down the field every single time, because 3 yards in 4 downs, you're going to keep moving the chains every time. So we'll take 3 yards a carry every time.
Governors will get the first down, as it will be the man that will jump.
Is Felipe Gonzalez.
Yeah, Felipe Gonzalez, one of their best defensive linemen. He's going to want to be the one that jumped forward, and it will be a 5-yard penalty in favor of the Governors. And we'll see if that's enough for the first down, or if it will be enough for the first down.
And I wonder if they thought that maybe there was either a flinch from the center or that one of the Governor offensive linemen moved, because it wasn't just Gonzalez. There were at least 1, maybe 2 other Golden Eagle defensive linemen that looked like they were pretty close to jumping over across the line of scrimmage. Gonzalez was the one to do so and is the one who ends up with the infraction, but they must have saw something. But regardless, the guys in the stripes didn't, and first down for Pierre as a result.
Lounsbury will step up in the middle of the pocket as he will move to the left side, but he has got just a gain of just 1. And it's going to be a 2nd down and 9, as he has seen a lot of open room, but this Aberdeen Central Golden Eagle defense has done a really good job of closing in whenever Lounsbury has been able to start to scramble.
Yeah, they really have. They've done a good job of playing relatively deep, playing relatively safe, keeping everything in front of them. And then once they see Lounsbury tuck it and start to scramble, they are closing in and hounding him when he tucks the ball and tries to run. Really good effort by Golden Eagle offense or defense so far.
This will be a design run here for Lounsbury, and again, he can't get moving forward. He was getting to the left side of the line, but then was wrapped up trying to get through Graydon Tim, and it was unable to get really past him enough, and it turns into now 3rd down and maybe a long 8. Another gain of 1 for Lounsbury. And we'll see if the Governors have only thrown 1 pass so far. 6:50 to go in the first half. Still no score. It's a obvious passing down under normal conditions, but as the rain is starting to lighten up, we'll see if the Governors will go through the air or if they'll try some kind of trickery here. 3 down linemen for Aberdeen. Lounsbury will go under center. Play clock is under 10. Lounsbury will get the snap and he'll drop back to pass. He's looking over the middle. He'll throw to Williger is there. He'll make the catch, and the first completed pass of the season will go to that sure hands of the tight end and one of the Division I, eventually Division I FBS guys, and Terwilliger makes a big catch for a first down for the Governors.
Yeah, when in doubt, just get the ball in the hands of Cooper Terwilliger. He is going to play high-level FBS football for a reason, and it looked like he was almost seeing double coverage there, but regardless, Lounsbury is able to put it where only his guy can get it. Terwilliger, sure hands, like you said, John comes down with it, and that ends up as a first down for the Govs, crossing into Golden Eagle territory at the 47 of Aberdeen here with 6:10 to go, and the clock is rolling here for the Governor offense, trying to put the first points on the board of this ball game.
That's a gain of about 16 for Terwilliger. Play clock is under 10. From under center here, Lounsbury now down to 5 seconds. They got to get the play off, down to 2, down to 1, and then the ball is bobbled on the snap. The toss will still go to Duchesneau, and he will still pick up some positive yards, turn nothing into something, and it will be a gain of about 2 for Duchesneau, and it will be second down and 8.
Yeah, the play clock was really running down close to 0 there, and the ball was actually bobbled on the exchange from the center to the quarterback. Lounsbury was able to scoop it up off the ground, pitch it to Duchesneau, and Duchesneau was able to pick up a yard at least, like you said, so making something out of nothing was that Governor offense, and they're really starting to take the air out of the ball now as they're running the play clock down as much as possible, trying to catch Aberdeen maybe on their heels a little bit.
Play clock was under 10. Lounsbury for the empty backfield throws it. Pass is tipped and it's still going to be caught. And it will be a first down for the Governors. Still trying to stay on his feet. And a really great catch by number 23 in Kea Duchesneau after the pass was initially tipped. And Duchesneau makes the catch. And the Governors have a first down.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Lincoln Dilgis was the intended receiver there. But ball goes off of Dilgis' hands because it was a little bit too high for Dilgis to make that catch. Dilgis actually kind of like batted it back into the waiting arms of Duchesneau. Right place, right time for Kea, and he's able to pick up a first down.
As it'll be play action throwing, it'll be a low throw from Lounsbury, and it'll be incomplete. Looking to try to find Terwilliger again, and it will be incomplete, making it second down and 10. That was about a gain of 24, by the way, for Lounsbury to Duchesneau, and now second and 10 from the Aberdeen 23 as the Governors are trying to get into the red zone for the first time. Any team to get in the red zone for the first time with 4:39 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, and I think this is still 4-down territory here for Pierre, John. You know, the place kicker for Pierre is Logan Whitty, junior. This is going to be his first time doing any large-scale kicking, you would imagine. So this far out might be a little bit out of his range yet, so I think it's probably still 4-down territory at this point in the drive.
From under center, Lounsbury will hand off. Duchesneau will get the handoff again. He's trying to carry some guys with him. He's got a decent gain there on second down to make it third and manageable. And as you mentioned, 4-down territory. The third down play call doesn't necessarily have to get you a first down. It's just going to get you positive yards to make fourth down a little bit more manageable, as it's a gain of 4 for Duchesneau.
Yeah, because from here it's probably a 36-yard field goal approximately. And in these conditions with an unproven kicker, I don't think that, that's going to be something that the Governors are going to want to risk here on this drive when they're this close to scoring.
They are in the red zone now at the 19-yard line. Lounsbury from the pistol. 2 receivers on the right side with Terwilliger standing up. It'll be play action. Lounsbury will keep it. He will get through the middle, trying to get his way towards the end zone. He's got a first down as he's inside the 10-yard line, and the Govs will have first and goal on a gain of about around 11 or so for Lounsbury on that third down for the Govs.
Well, what a great run there by Lounsbury. Kind of a read option of sorts, because he looked like he could have given that play or that ball to Duchesneau, kind of read the defensive end there and decided to actually just tuck it and run, put his head down. He picked up 11 at least, maybe even 12 depending on the spot after that play. First down and goal to go now for the Govs.
From the 7-yard line, toss to Duchesneau. He's going to try and get out to the left side, but he's not going to get there. That was the 11th play of the drive here for the Governors. They'll have at least a 12-play drive. as it'll be second and goal. And I believe that they maybe have picked up a yard or so. But third, it'll be 3:10 remaining. Second and goal from the 5. A gain of 2 for Duchesneau. He's got 26 yards on 9 carries. And we'll see if the Governors can find their way into the end zone here.
Yeah, it's going to be under 3 minutes to go here at the end of the first half, and the Govs are on the doorstep here.
From under center, Lounsbury again. He will take the snap and look. Now he's going to try and step up, but he had nowhere to go. He will go down with a loss, and it's third and goal now back to around the 6 or 7 yard line, a loss of about 2. And with 2:40 remaining, they're going to call it a loss of 3. And again, is it going to be 4 down territory? You're going to go for it on 4th and goal if you don't pick it up here from the 8 yard line with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. The flip side, if you don't get it, outside of a really big play for Aberdeen Central, you're looking at going to the half tied 0-0, or you're going to be up 6 or 7-0. From under center for Lounsbury, 2:10 to go here in the first half. Second and goal from the 8, moving from right to left on your radio dial. 2 receivers out on the near side. Play clock is under 10, now under 5, as Lounsbury will get the snap. He'll look to throw, and now we'll get a whistle. It looks like it will end up being a false start against the Governors, which will make it third and goal from about the 13-yard line with 2:02 remaining.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is here.
That'll be Kate Duchesneau that end up being the one that's had the false start penalty against him. So third and goal now from the 13-yard line, 2:02 to go. We'll see if the clock, I believe the clock should start. Well, maybe it won't start depending on because of the time where we're at, but it will start and run. So now the Governors can take it down to around, closer to 1.5 minutes remaining by the time this play comes to an end. Empty backfield here for Lounsbury. 3 receivers to the right side, shotgun formation. He'll take the snap, he'll look to his left, throw it over the middle, and it will be incomplete. Duchesneau was running over the middle. It was behind him, and then I believe, Scheffelbein was the intended receiver. He went diving for it, but it falls incomplete, and it's now 4th and goal from the 13-yard line, with 1:47 remaining here in the first half.
And it would be about a 29, 30-yard field goal, depending on the spot right now. And it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field here with 4th and goal from the 13 with under 2 minutes to go in the half.
And again, maybe under complete dry conditions, no wind, you're going to go for it. There's not much wind, but the conditions on the field are probably not conducive to try and kick a field goal. So they're going to go for it. 4th and goal from the 13, as it'll be launched to the end zone. It's going to be all the way to the back of the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. So Williger trying to get to it. I was blinded by the way that trying to look through the windows here, but it ends up being incomplete, and it'll be a turnover on downs, and the Governors fail to cash in on that drive on their 4th drive of the ball game. Yeah, that was a long drive play-wise for Pierre.
Yeah, it really was. And, 4th down play, I think that's the right play call. You throw a fade up to your future FBS tight end in Cooper Terwilliger. Just a little too much air under that one from Lounsbury. He did put it where only his guy could get it, but a little too much air under it. Sails out of bounds, and ball will be turned back over to the Golden Eagles here with 1:42 to go in the first half. Ball spotted at their own 13-yard line.
From the pistol formation for Bowman, we'll get a flag before we get that first snap. It'll probably push Aberdeen Central back to around the 8-yard line. It was a 14-play drive that did not result in points for the Governors. As it'll be encroachment against the Governors.
It'll be against Sharon. Johnny Sharon is the guilty party there.
Yes, Johnny Sharon, I think maybe he said 64, but I think he meant 54.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 5 instead from the 18-yard line, so more out of the shadow of their own end zone with 1:42, so 102 seconds remaining in the first half of a scoreless ball game. As the handoff will go left side, cutting inside the tackle. Not a whole lot going, but it will be with 1st and 5. All you got to do is get a couple of yards. We've got a man with a cramp right now with 1:32 remaining. As Waldo got a gain of 4 to make it 2nd down and 1. He's got 20 yards on 5 carries. I'll tell you what, Blake, when we get to halftime here and telling you about, as you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station, as we start to tell you about the stats and the amount of yards in this game, there's not going to be a lot to tell you about.
Nope.
There is a total of 26 yards on the ground and 26 yards through the air for Aberdeen. And the Governors, a little bit more now. They've got 38 yards to the ground and 40 yards passing, so 78 yards. I mean, outside of Aberdeen Central going all the way down the field, you're going to have a team with both teams under 100 yards each, which, 0-0 tie, that's most likely the outcome anyway. But it is one that's both coaches are going to say, all right, we got to get some kind of offense moving here, regardless if the field conditions and the weather are unfavorable. We got to find some offense as the clock is restarted here with under 90 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, and I think, again, that goes back to the conditions on the field, John, and that's something that we talked about at the top of the broadcast was, which team's going to be able to handle the elements the best. And to this point, it looks like, both teams are about on equal footing in that regard.
Bowman will throw the ball to the near side. No one is there to try and make the catch. The closest guy was Logan Whitty, who already has an interception. But the intended receiver was for, I believe, Dahlman, make that Waldo. And it's now going to be 2nd down and 10. So they actually gave the first down on that rush to Waldo. So it's 2nd and 10 with 1:04 remaining here from the 22-yard line. 1 timeout remaining as well for Aberdeen. They took 2 timeouts pretty much back-to-back in about a span of 2 minutes in the first quarter. Now they just have 1 timeout remaining here to try and go all the way down the field. They still got 78 yards to go down the field to try and score with only a minute and 4 seconds. 2 receivers here on the near side. Man goes in motion the left side of the line. Pistol formation. They will hand it off left side as Waldo's trying to cut it back. He will have nothing going for him, and now will Coach Steele start to maybe take a timeout? And he will take a timeout. He has faith in the offense to maybe do something in the last minute of this first half. Waldo got a gain of 2. Schoenhardt made the tackle. And so now 2 timeouts remain for the Governors. If they get the 3rd down stop, force Aberdeen to punt. And also, regardless if you do anything on offense or not, you force the snap to be good, you force the punt to be good or to be caught easily, and then the punt to happen. There's a lot of things that can go wrong on a punt on a night like this that Coach Steele's got to be thinking anything can go our way at any point, and we can't just say, well, because we haven't scored yet, we're just going to go into halftime at 0-0. Maybe you still do, but you're going to take your chances on something bad happening with the elements.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to make Aberdeen try to snap the ball as many times as they can, especially on a night like tonight where conditions are not favorable to get a good grip on the ball, whether it's the snapper or the person receiving the snap, whether it's quarterback on the center quarterback exchange or the long snapper punter exchange if they end up pushing this thing to 4th down. But going back to your point about the offenses, not a whole lot to talk about there. Both defenses have played really, really well. You look at guys like for Pierre, you look at guys like Lincoln Schoenhardt's really flashed tonight. Logan Whitty's had an interception, and he's really been good in coverage as well. And you look at guys for Aberdeen, Jackson Henley's flashed a few times. Felipe Gonzalez has had a couple of nice plays behind the line of scrimmage, and then a guy like Joey Dahlman as well has made some big stops for this Golden Eagle defense. So while both offenses haven't necessarily been, flashing anything, both defenses have been really good.
Handoff will go up the middle, and Waldo's got nowhere to go. He will be wrapped up, and that will bring up 4th down, and it is going to bring up a punt for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Johnny Sharon on the tackle, and it will be a loss of 3, and it's 4th down and 11.
Yeah, Johnny Sharon makes the tackle there. Huge stop for this Governor defense again. Sharon's another one that's made a couple of plays at the line or behind the line of scrimmage here in this first half. And like we talked about, that's going to force Aberdeen, after the timeout from Pierre, that's going to force Aberdeen to punt this thing away and, make sure that it's a clean long snapper to punter exchange. And like you said, anything can happen on a night like tonight when the conditions are not favorable to not only take the ball and snap it, but then to receive the ball as well.
And this, Governors will still have a timeout remaining whenever they get the ball back, regardless of where the ball might be at. And again, maybe you go and take a couple shots down the field. Maybe you look to just maybe take a knee and go into the locker room tied 0-0 if the punt is good and you're back at your own 25-yard line or so. But the risk that Aberdeen has to take on a first game, elements of the weather that can force this snap to be bad, the punt to be bad, and give the Governors an opportunity to put some points on the board in the final minute. So back to punt will be Byram. He has looked good in his couple punts. The second one wasn't that great, as he will field it, and then it will be nearly tipped, and it will be right down at the 40-yard line. It bounced right in to the chest and the stomach of Graydon Tim, and so the Governors will have just 40 yards to go with 41 seconds remaining. That's a big, not really a mistake, because Tim had nowhere to go with it. It just bounced into his chest, and he had to field it right there. So the Governors have it at the Aberdeen 40-yard line with 41 seconds and a timeout. There's a good opportunity here for the Governors.
Yeah, this time the ball bounces the Governors' way as Byram really hit a low line drive, and like you said, it bounced once and hit Tim right in the chest down at the 40.
Lounsbury steps up the pocket. He'll roll to his right, moves forward, up the middle. He's slung down, but he's got a first down as he got to the 30-yard line. And the Governors will have to move quickly here as the clock stops to reset the chains. And now the clock will roll again. They'll call it a gain of 11, or make that gain of 13. To make it 1st and 10 from around the 27-yard line. Lounsbury again will back to pass. Looks over the middle. The throw, the catch is made by Terwilliger as he bobbled it. He will dive forward. He's got another first down, and the Governors will have it inside the 20 to around the 16-yard line. A gain of about 11 for the Golden Eagles. Now it's only going to be a gain of 9, so with 18 seconds remaining, they will end up clocking the ball. Now, the one referee said to stop the clock on the near side. The other referee, the white hat referee, did not signal as a first down.
Yeah, this will be an interesting call, what they decide to do here. If they call it a first down, they'll have to move the chains. The clock will have stopped anyway, and this play will be moot. Now, on the flip side, if they do go ahead and spot this, it'll be the play will probably still count.
The downing of the football will be 2nd down and 10.
So it was a gain of 10. And it ends up being a 1st and 10. So now the clock stopped with the spike to make it now 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. So it was 1st and 10 for the Governors. Now 2nd and 10, 18 seconds to go. Lounsbury throws, looking for the end zone. Terwilliger was just turning around, but it was tipped by Tim. And it will be 3rd down and 10 with 14 seconds remaining. Lounsbury now 3 of 9 for 50 yards. 3rd and 10 from around the 16-yard line. 14 seconds to go. Obviously, 4-down territory where you're at. You didn't kick a field goal the first time. Probably not going to kick a field goal this time. And again, with one timeout, you don't have to go to the end zone right now. You can either pick up a first down or just have any kind of play positively to put yourself closer to the end zone.
Yep, anything to move yourself a little bit closer. And like you said, maybe this is a chance where you see what kind of a leg Logan Whitty's got if they're not able to punch this thing in.
As it'll be a design run up the middle for Lounsbury. He's going to get inside to the 10-yard line, and the timeout will have to be called by Coach Steele as he'll wait for the clock to go down to about 2 seconds. And it will be a timeout with 1 second remaining in the first half, as it will end up being 4th down for the Governors. And, you know, the thing about the clock here at Hollister Field, sometimes it goes from one spot to 2 to 3 seconds later. So it came almost a little dangerous there to take the timeout when Coach Steele did.
Yeah, it went from 4 to 2 like that. And, you know, thank goodness Coach Steele was able to get the timeout in right when it hit 2 seconds, because now the clock is stopped at 1 second.
Looks like Whitty's going to come out to try and maybe kick a field goal here.
Yep. So it'll be, depending on the spot, it'll be about a 28 or a 29-yard field goal here for Logan Whitty from the left hash.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be about a 30-yard field goal. They're going to almost have it right at the 20-yard line where they will put the ball down. So Ends up being about a 30-yard field goal right here for Logan Whitty with just 1 second on the clock to try and make it a 3-0 game here to end the first half. The kick is on its way. It is up, and is it going to hook in? It is good. Logan Whitty from 30 yards out will get the field goal to end the first half with a 3-0 lead. 30-yard field goal is good, and that will take us to the end of the first half. We'll be back with halftime stats and recap this first half for you. That saw its only score in the final seconds of this first half. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120. Sanford Health Pierre Clinic provides comprehensive and convenient care to Pierre, South Dakota and its surrounding communities. We care for all your health needs, including preventive care, pediatric health, annual checkups, chronic disease care, and more. Schedule an appointment today at 605-945-5560. Ask about our heart health specialist. Visit this clinic on the second Tuesday of every month. Sanford Health Clinic Pierre, 605-945-5560.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years.
Ready for the biggest savings of the season? The Slumberland Labor Day sale is on now in Pierre. Save big on famous brands like Lazy Boy, Sealy, and Steams & Foster. From living rooms to bedrooms and mattresses to dining sets, the entire store is on sale. Whether you're refreshing one room or the whole house, now is the time to buy and save. Hurry into Slumberland Labor Day sale, 920 North Garfield Avenue on the Truck Bypass in Pierre.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Discover the difference with Kathy Sunshine Properties. With 50 years of experience and their local expertise, both as agents and neighbors, Kathy and her team are here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful.
Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, the trusted professionals at Kathy Sunshine Properties will listen to your needs and help you find the perfect fit.
Join the countless satisfied clients who have turned their real estate dreams into reality. Go Caps!
This fall, Beck Motor Company, your Heartland Chevy dealer, is proud to support our local athletes and all the fall sports that bring our community together. At BMC, we're here to take the stress out of car buying and maintenance. Whether you're in for routine service or looking to drive home in a brand new Chevy, you'll find a team that's honest, helpful, and ready to go the extra mile. Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com.
As we welcome you back, it is the first half and the end of the first half, and the Pierre Governors have a 3-0 lead. American Family Insurance and Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean here for our first game of the season, and not a whole lot of offense to tell you about, but for the Governors, they had 118 yards of offense. We talked about potentially not having anybody with 100 yards. The Governors end up eclipsing that with 118. 52 yards of offense for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Kate Ducheneau's got 26 yards on 9 carries. Caleb Lounsbury with 42 yards on 9 carries. He is 3 of 9 passing for 50 yards, and the only score that came at the end of the first half was a 30-yard field goal by Logan Whitty to make it a 3-0 game. Whitty also has the only defensive turnover as the Aberdeen Central somewhat forced to fumble, but was able to get the turnover on a bad snap. But he did force the Governor turnover as he got the interception. 20 yards carrying for Ridley Waldo on 7 attempts, 6 yards for Joey Dahlman on 3 attempts, and then 3 of 9 for Braden Bowman, who's got 26 yards and an interception. So 52 yards of offense for Aberdeen Central, 118 yards for the Governors. And Blake, so far, kind of what we were expecting once we got here tonight. While we took us, an extra 2 hours and 15 minutes to get going, but how the night was progressing, it was either we're going to play football tomorrow or we're going to play some sloppy football tonight, and it's not necessarily been as sloppy as maybe we thought, but it's going to be a very low-scoring game like we thought.
Yeah, it really is. And, like we talked about, too, as much as both offenses have struggled to move the football, I think on the flip side, it's been just as good to see both defenses from both teams really step up and shine on the field here tonight. Like we talked about, Aberdeen, for the majority of the game, what they've done is, they've played pretty sticky coverage on the perimeter. They've then forced, on passing plays where Governors have sent receivers out, they've been able to, kind of really hound Caleb Lounsbury once he's been able to tuck and run the football. And then on the flip side, they've really keyed in on Kea Ducheneau when he has attempted to run as well. They've really rallied to the football, filled gaps, and made tackles. And on the flip side, the Govs really have, I think, found a spark, especially in that second quarter, where they've really started to dial things up, whether it's through blitz or just, shooting gaps a lot better than they did in the first quarter, because you see kids like Lincoln Schoenhardt, you see, Johnny Sharon, making plays out there. You see, kids like that really stepping up and shooting gaps, especially in that second quarter where they've really shut down Aberdeen's ground game, where Aberdeen really put a decent drive together at the end of the first quarter. They really hadn't done much of anything in quarter number 2, and have forced Aberdeen and quarterback Braden Bowman to throw the football, and really sticky coverage on the back end, like we talked about Logan Whitty with an interception so far. They've really targeted him, and he has, really shown on the back end for the Govs thus far. Doesn't seem like they're throwing the way of Aiden Beam on the far side of the field. They're really seeming to target Whitty a little bit more, and he has more than stood up to the task. And then, it comes down to when both units that way are one struggling, both offenses are struggling, both defenses are playing well. It comes down to the special teams execution, and I think that has favored the Governors thus far. To your point, when we talk about flipping the field as far as punting goes, we haven't kept stats on that. It'd be interesting to go back and look at the final tape on the distances of punting, but just in general, from the naked eye, Caleb Lounsbury's had a couple of really fantastic punts that has flipped field position. And on the flip side, Aberdeen, in a kid like Jace Byram, doesn't necessarily have the leg that Caleb Lounsbury does. So those punts have been, not nearly the amount of distance flipping the field wise that has pushed the opposing offense back. And that last one was probably the best example, where the punt off the foot of Byram was a low liner and just skipped right into the hands of the Aberdeen Central down man in number 80. I think it was Graydon Tim. Downed it at the 40 with under a minute to go, and that allowed the Govs to move the ball very quickly down the field and set up Logan Whitty for a field goal. And again, on the special teams side of things, he's able to boot it through with 1 second to go before the half. So, when both sides of the ball are kind of matching each other stride for stride, it's going to come down to a special teams game. And right now that favors the Governors, and that's why they're up 3-0 here at halftime.
Looking at some scores from around the state. Hey, by the way, we're the last game to play tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Would you have thought that?
No, not at all.
Every game is done except for our game here tonight. Yankton beat Huron earlier tonight, 41-24. They actually started at 5 o'clock. They were pretty much done before we even decided to take our first rain delay. T beat Spearfish 22-14. Sturgis ended up with a win over Brookings 26-21. And then it is a Mitchell 57-0 win over Douglas. And the defending 11 AA state champions Watertown got handled by Jefferson 51-7 at their first game at the high school turf that they have. Over in 9 AA, speaking of the first game in high school turf, or a new turf field, Stanley County opened up their turf field against Parkston. Parkston ended up winning 40-0 tonight. They get the win over Stanley County. Go back to 11 AAA here real quick. Lincoln beat Stevens 62-14. O'Gorman beat Harrisburg 25-24. Beat him by a single point. Brandon Valley beat Washington 28-7. And Central beat Roosevelt. Rapid City Central with a 16-point win, 23-7. It's a big win for the Cobblers to open up the season. In 11A, Tri-Valley beat Custer 53-3. Del Rapids over Dakota Valley 28-7. Lennox beat Vermilion 35-18. Madison with a 35-0 shutout over Belfouche. 24-0 win for Sioux Falls Christian over West Central in a matchup of ranked teams. Canton beat Rapid City Christian 27-6. And Millbank 64-0 win over Lakota Tech. In 11B, Miller Highmore Herald gets a big win over Hot Springs 13-10. St. Thomas More beat Mount Vernon Plankinton 29-8. Flandreau over Baltic 20-12. Sioux Valley beat Clarkville Lake 22-8. McCook Central Montrose over Webster Area 42-8. Mobridge Pollock beat Groton Area 29-8. Parker over Beersford 28-6. Chamberlain with a shutout win over Aberdeen Roncalli 27-0. And Wagner takes down Winter 34-12 at Wagner High School. Back to 9AA, we mentioned Stanley County score. Hill City, who they lost to last week, they won 43-6 over Lemon McIntosh. Hamlin beat Hanson in a matchup of ranked teams 29-23. Britton Heckla over Leola Frederick 36-6. Gregory with the win over Trip Delmont Armor, Andy Central Dakota Christian 51-0. West Great Plains Lutheran beats Wabash Summit 36-6. Scotland Meadow beat Corsica Stickney 44-30. Elkton Lake Benton 43-0 win over Viborg Hurley. Waverly South Shore over Florence Henry 22-18. Freeman Marion Freeman Academy by Bonham 57-7. Garrison over DeSmet 35-24. Bennett County beat New Underwood 44-6. In 9A, the Brook area beat Woolsey Wessington 42-8. Platte Geddes over Cologne 52-0. It was Kadoka area beating Lyman 18-14 in a really close game. Ipswich beat Faulkton area 34-30. Howard over Esteline Hendricks 58-8. It was Alcester Hudson beating Centerville 26-21. Dupree over North Central 36-28. Castle beat Chester area 36-7. Wall with a 73-20 win over Harding County Bison. Waverly South Shore beat Florence Henry 22-18, and Warner shut out Gettysburg 41-0. And in 9B, Sully Buttes, they rolled tonight. They were well done before we got close to even getting started. 62-7, Sully Buttes beat Berg in a shortened game. Also in 9B, Oldham Ramona Rutland beat Sunshine Bible Academy 46-8. Platte Geddes again beating Cologne 52-0. It was a Avon 62-20 win over Sioux Falls Lutheran. Del Rapids St. Mary beat Irene Wakanda 52-0. Scotland Meadow over Corsica Stickney 44-30. Harriet Selby area with a 42-0 shutout over Northwestern. Arlington beat Wilmot 20-18, and Canastota beat Copenhagen 20-12. As that is the look at all the games that were played for tonight. So there is one other game in the All Nations League. It was a 55-0 win for Winnebago over Cheyenne Eagle Buttes to Oshpatopa. That was the All Nations final score. Soccer-wise, they only played one game tonight. It was a 3-1 win for Stevens over the boys' team. The girls did not get to play because of that rain, and of course, with no lights at the Pilk Fields, they could not start past pretty much once they had their first delay, they pretty much were done. Volleyball got swept by Stevens. They will play Central tomorrow. And again, also tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning in the afternoon, the soccer teams will now play over at the Pilk Fields instead of playing here at Hollister Field because of the rain that came through and the potential of more rain to come through. We will not have the soccer broadcast now because of the movement over to the Pilk Fields. So we will have in its entirety Ohio State and Texas here on KCCR, as well as also then later on Seattle and Cleveland in Major League Baseball. We'll have that for you coming up tomorrow here on KCCR. Pierre Governors are making their way out onto the field. Aberdeen Central will rejoin them here shortly as well. We've got the second half. Blake, we got about a minute left here. In the next minute, tell me what the Governors need to do to make sure they get this win here today.
Well, I think what they've been doing all night, John, playing really solid defense, moving the ball on offense, taking chunk plays, taking what the defense gives you, not forcing it, taking care of the football, and if it comes down to special teams, so be it. I think that favors the Governors. And, I think biggest thing is doing all four of those things. If they do all four of those things, they'll come away with win number one and game number one of this season.
Pierre Governors lead at 3-0 on the 30-yard field goal by Logan Whitty. at the end of the first half, in the final seconds of the first half. And they have a 3-0 advantage on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Aberdeen Central will get the ball to start the second half. And in 3 minutes, we've got the second half for you. Pierre Governors and Aberdeen Central back in 3 minutes on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Becky Potsuba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
You know that feeling when you're exactly where you're meant to be? That's what it feels like to bank at First National Bank Pierre. We're not some big faceless corporation. We're your neighbors. We're the people you see at the grocery store, at the local ball game. We're committed to helping this community grow one person at a time. Need a loan for your new home? Or maybe you're starting that business you've always dreamed of. Our team is here ready to listen and help you find the right financial solution. Because at First National Bank in Pierre, we believe in hometown banking. Visit us at one of our 2 locations in Pierre or our Fort Pierre location. First National Bank, your hometown bank.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers 30-plus years of in-home support services to our local communities. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Hi, I'm South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley. If you are a crime victim, there is a way you can stay updated on your case. Crime victims can access the statewide Automated Victim Information and Notification System, or SAVIN. This free service provides victims with important criminal information and notifications. For more information, call 1-844-299-4608 or go to savin.sd.gov.
Looking for a pharmacy that truly cares? At Vilas Pharmacy, we're committed to providing the best for your healthcare needs. We offer competitive pricing on all your prescriptions, ensuring you get great value without compromising on quality. Conveniently located right here in Pierre, getting your medications is always easy. Plus, you'll experience truly personalized service from our friendly and knowledgeable team. We're here to help you every step of the way. Make the switch to a pharmacy that puts you first. Visit us online at vilaspharmacy.com or call us today at 605-224-0907. We're ready to go for the second half here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as we get set for this second half to kick off. Next week, Friday, the Governors will go to Huron. We'll have coverage starting at 6:30 and a 7 o'clock kickoff, barring any kind of weather, which we are hoping and not expecting to. We can never complain about rain in South Dakota.
Correct.
We just find ways to just be unsatisfied with the way the rain is falling, when it's falling. But as long as there's no weather in the area next week, Friday, we expect maybe a few more 7 o'clock kickoffs for the rest of the season. That's coming up next Friday. We've still got 24 minutes of football here tonight, as it will be the Governors that will tee up and kick one deep, as Aberdeen will go from left to right on your radio dial to get us started in the second half. Logan Whitty will kick it away to get us started here in the second half, and it will bounce and die right around the 15-yard line. It is picked up by Aberdeen Central, and they will get out to around the 30, and that's where they're going to start this second half. As Carson Borg will get it out to the 30-yard line, right at the 30. And we'll see what Aberdeen Central can do with just 52 yards of offense in that first half for the Golden Eagles. And can they get something going to start here in the third quarter?
Yeah, we'll see what Aberdeen does here to start this drive. It looked like on the kickoff that Max Stanglin, the senior special teams player from Pierre, listed as a wide receiver, defensive back in your program, was a little bit slow getting off the field there. Hopefully he's okay. But 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles, setting up at their own 30-yard line to start the second half.
Waldo will be in the backfield here as the man goes in motion here to the near side. Pistol formation for Bowman. He will counter up the middle and being taken down immediately by number 55 in Max Schmitz. And a gain of just 1 for Waldo. And it's 2nd down and 9 from the 31-yard line. 21 yards carrying for Waldo here on 8 carries as he opens up the second half with a gain of 1.
And again, I think something must have flipped, whether it was a switch, whether it was just, the effort really ramped up in that second quarter. But the Governor defensive front really has started to dominate the line of scrimmage against this Aberdeen offensive line and has really held Aberdeen's ground game in check since the start of the second quarter, because only a 1-yard gain there from Waldo. Schmitz, a Governor defensive lineman, did a nice job of making that play.
Low snap, the ball is thrown up in the air. It's going to be intercepted by Porter Hunsley. He's out of the 50-yard line. He's thrown forward, and Hunsley will get out to around the 46-yard line in Aberdeen territory. And Porter Hunsley picking up right where he left off as his sophomore gets his first interception of the season.
And again, another just kind of miscommunication there between Bowman and his receiver. Hunsley was right place, right time, just kind of sitting back there waiting for it like a center fielder, like in baseball. He plays center field for the high school and the Legion baseball team. Sat back there, jumped, made the catch, and returned it into Golden Eagle territory where the Govs will set up shop from the Golden Eagle 46.
Handoff for Duchesneau. He is met at the line of scrimmage, though. Felipe Gonzalez is right there. And nowhere to go, and no gain on that first down carry.
Yeah, Felipe Gonzalez is going to be a guy to watch, just over the course of the season, John, for this Golden Eagle team. They list him in the program at 6'3", 300 pounds. He is an absolute monster in the middle, and he flashed last year when we were down in Aberdeen watching that game, and he's showing you why he may be high on some college coaches' radars making plays like that.
Driving back to pass is Lounsbury on 2nd down and 10. He waits too long and can't throw the football away, and the ball stays in the hands of Lounsbury. Coach Steele again not very happy, but Lounsbury will be sacked for a loss of 4, and it's 3rd down and 15. Really the first time that we've seen maybe Lounsbury hold on the ball too long, but in general, the first sack that we've seen from either side here tonight.
Yeah, and, he was waiting for something to develop downfield, was Lounsbury, and like you said, just didn't sense the pressure in his face, and a good job of rally tackling by Graydon Tim, the linebacker, and then once again Joey Dahlman, the senior linebacker, were the first two to him, knocking him back for a loss of 4 and setting up 3rd and 14 after the sack here for the Governors. Ball spotted at midfield.
Play clock is under 5. Empty backfield. 4 receivers to the near side. Twilliger by himself. He will get separation. Twilliger comes back to the ball and can't make the catch as he was slipping and falling, and he just couldn't get to the ball. Held up too much for him to make the catch. Then stride and try to make the catch right at the sideline, and he couldn't keep his balance either, and it will fall incomplete. And a missed opportunity for the Governors.
Yeah, just really, really tough there. I think Lounsbury was hesitant a little bit from the overthrow earlier in the first half on that 4th down play. He was just trying to put it underneath Terwilliger. Terwilliger had to come back for it. Wasn't able to do so, and that ball off the foot of Lounsbury off the punt only goes about 15 yards approximately. Must have just rolled off the side of his foot, and that's going to be down at the 33-yard line of the Golden Eagles. So approximately a 13-yard or 17-yard punt, net-wise for the Govs as it was downed. So the Golden Eagles, could have been pinned back in their own territory relatively far, but they catch a break here and they'll set up shop at their own 33.
9:04 to go here in the third quarter. Still 3-0 lead for the Governors on the American Family Insurance and Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. 3 receivers here on the near side, pistol formation. The snap looking to the right. Bowman will throw. That one slipped out of his hand, but the catch will still be made. The tackle is almost missed, but still able to find the tackle. That was Logan Whitty, who almost got beat by Waldo. Maybe the ball didn't slip out of the hands of Bowman, but it looked like he was trying to throw it here about 5 yards in the pattern, and it went straight over to Waldo, who was basically right at the line of scrimmage, and ends up being no gain, and 2nd down and 10. What a great tackle by Whitty.
Logan Whitty has really flashed tonight, John. He is going to be somebody to keep your eye on if you're a Governor fan, because not only is he making plays defensively like that on the tackle in the open field, he's played really sticky coverage on passing routes, knocking down passes, has an interception, and as your place kicker, he's got the only 3 points on the board tonight.
Pistol formation against 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Back to passes Bowman. Another screen play. The catch will be made by Dahlman, but he slips and falls immediately. And Dahlman's got nowhere to go. It ends up being the tackle will go credit to Will Eilers. And it'll be a gain of just 1, and it's 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, another screen pass trying to catch the Govs off balance there, but a good job of reading it by the Governor linebackers. Will Eilers was in there on the tackle. I think Schoenhard was as well. I didn't get a second number on that, but there were 2 Governors that were right there ready to make the play. 3rd and long for the Golden Eagles here from their own 34-yard line.
7:30 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 9 for Aberdeen in their own territory, their own 34. They will come in motion, bunch up to that line of scrimmage. Pistol formation, back to pass. Bowman, he'll pump fake. Now he's going to step up, rolling to his left. There is a flag that will come down. The Governors will get off the field. That will be a hold against Aberdeen Central. And Lincoln Schoenhard will make the tackle on Bowman, the quarterback. Maybe a gain of 2. Make that a gain of 1 to the 35-yard line. I would expect the Governors to decline it, make it 4th down and 8, and force Aberdeen to punt the ball from their own territory.
55. The penalty is declined. Results in 4th down.
So it'll be 4th down, and we'll call it 4th and 7. They'll give him a gain of 2 for Bowman, the first time that he has ran the football. And it's 4th and 7 from the 36-yard line, and a punt upcoming here for Aberdeen Central with 7:05 to go the 3rd.
And again, it's maybe going to come down to a special teams battle here tonight, John. We'll see if Jace Byram, the punter for Aberdeen, is able to put a good boot to this one, but things were blown dead before the ball was even snapped.
I think there might have been...
Officials timeout. Number 4 must leave for 1 play with no mouthpiece.
So one of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles in Josh David did not have his mouth guard in, so he has to come out of the ball game, and not a penalty against anybody. And they will re-snap and re-punt the ball away. As Byram almost, it may have been partially blocked, running away, thankfully running away from the ball was Hudson Schaefer. It ends up being down at the Governor 39-yard line, and Hudson Schaefer was close to being hit by the football as it was being punted away, but it was really close to being blocked right back where Byram was punting the ball away.
Yeah, another low line drive there from Byram, and like you said, was very close to hitting Hudson Schaefer, and if that hits him, that's a live ball, and Aberdeen would have been able to pounce on it. They wouldn't have been able to advance the ball, but they would have been able to recover it's essentially a fumble, and so as a result, heady play by the senior, and Schaefer was able to get out of the way, and the ball was eventually downed by the Golden Eagles to set the Governors up for 1st and 10 from their own 39 with 6:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
They still lead 3-0 over Aberdeen Central. Under center for Lounsbury, 2 receivers to the right side. Quick handoff for Ducheneau. He's trying to fight off the tackle of Dahlman, but Ducheneau only gets to the 40-yard line, just past the 40-yard line. And Dahlman makes another really good tackle on Ducheneau, and it's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Joey Dahlman, really good football player. They were trying to run off right side off of maybe Colton Cass, the senior, on the far sideline, but Ducheneau off right tackle just gets met in that hole by Joey Dahlman, again, one of the star linebackers for this Aberdeen Golden Eagle defense, and stopped for a gain of 1 officially was Duchesneau on that play.
Shufflebein will come in motion here, and the pitch will come for Duchesneau. Shufflebein trying to lead the block, but he slipped and fell. Duchesneau was able to dive forward to the 44, so he gets a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down and 5 here for the Governors with 5:40 to go in the third quarter. This has been a true battle of some grit here between these two teams. The defenses, this is a game for the defenses and one for the both offensive coordinators, just to really, you have to be patient with this first game of the year and the elements that you're battling. 3rd down and 5, empty backfield here for the Governors. Shotgun formation for Lounsbury. 3 receivers out right side. Shufflebein here, the lone receiver on the near side. 3 down linemen for Aberdeen. Play clock is under 10. Lounsbury taking his time as now the snap, it'll be a design run. Lounsbury trying to hold on to that football, trying to dive forward. He's going to be a yard, maybe a yard short. The one referee has stopped the clock, and I think they're going to be short by about a half yard. It'll be 4th down. 4th down and 1, a gain of 4 for Lounsbury, and the Governors right now are going to go for it.
Yeah, I think that's the right call here. Just about a half yard short there was the Governors. They're going to spot this thing right short, and this will be, it looks like Coach Steele's asking for a measurement here.
They moved the ball back farther.
Yeah, okay. Well, regardless, it's going to be 4th and about a half yard, and I think that's the right call to keep the offense out on the field to try and get this thing across. As hard as it's been to gain yards all day, you want to keep the ball and keep the clock moving, because the clock is your friend if you're the Govs.
Design run for Lounsbury. He's got the 1st down and more to the 40, 35. There goes Lounsbury down the sideline. He'll try and cut it back. He is tripped up, and he's all the way down to around the 20-yard line. A huge gain on 4th and 1 for the Governors, and they get all the way inside Aberdeen territory near the red zone as he gets to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Owen Ward just saved a touchdown there by Aberdeen. That was a 4th down and 1 or half a yard, really. Huge hole opens up between the 2 seniors that are veterans on this offensive line, and Max Bogenhagen and Tucker Ott. The C's parted, and Caleb Lounsbury on the quarterback keeper able to scramble for about a 30-yard gain approximately, as it's 1st and 10 for the Govs as they are knocking on the door of the red zone.
A 34-yard gain for Lounsbury as he'll take the snap here on 1st and 10. Another design run to the left side, and he is going to be hit hard. And it looks like he stayed in play. So as they get to the red zone in right at the 20-yard line right now, I believe, maybe right at the 19, they're into the red zone here trying to get their first touchdown of the ball game. Ends up being a gain of about 3 to the 20. Lounsbury is 79 yards rushing now on 13 carries with 3:30 remaining here in the third quarter. This has been a game of very few scoring. The ball is dropped on the snap. Lounsbury is able to pick it up, but that will somewhat ruin a little bit of momentum for the Governors. It's going to be 3rd down and about 9 now. Maybe a loss of just 1. Maybe a loss of 2, and it's 3rd and long here for Pierre.
One guy to keep an eye on, John, maybe on this 3rd down conversion is a guy in Carter Shufflebein. Really hasn't seen a target tonight. Was one of the Governors' top receivers last year. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe he's a target here on 3rd and long to move the sticks.
2:50 to go in the third quarter. Still a 3-0 lead for the Governors. 3rd down and 9 from around the 22-yard line. Lounsbury back to pass. He will throw, looking for Twilliger. The ball is tipped, and it will be caught and intercepted by Aberdeen Central. Graydon Tim will intercept it, and the defense will get back out on the field, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles right around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, pressure in Lounsbury's face. He was trying to get the ball away quickly. Ball was tipped at the line. Maybe his arm was actually hit it. I wasn't entirely sure. Regardless, ball goes straight up in the air, lands right into the waiting arms of Graydon Tim. He is able to pick up a few yards after he catches the ball and take it to the Golden Eagles 16, where the Govs will set up shop, where the Eagles will set up shop, with 2:41 to go here in the third quarter, and they are down by 3, but they're one big play away from flipping this game all or on its head.
And he was hit as he threw the ball, so that the ball ended up fluttering high up in the air and not nearly as far as he was wanting to. As it will be a deep shot down the field, the catch will be made, and Aberdeen Central will have it in Governor territory, as it will be a long throw from Bowman all the way to Carson Borg, and it will be to the Governor 35-yard line, 36-yard line, and a huge first down play for the Golden Eagles to get into Governor territory.
And that's the first time all day that I can remember that they've targeted Carson Borg, who was one of their best receivers last year, on a deep pattern. He beats Aiden Beam down the far sideline. Beam does rally to make the tackle after a 36-yard pass from Bowman to Borg to set up Aberdeen and flip the field, as they've got a 1st and 10 now from the Governor 36.
Officially about a 44-yard gain overall for that first down play. And the toss play left side for Waldo. He will be chased to the sideline, stays in bounds, and then they will be pushed out of bounds for the clock to stop with 1:54 remaining here in the third quarter. Gain of about 5 on that run for Waldo, as he's up to 26 yards on 9 carries. Biggest play of the game was that 44-yard pass, and the Golden Eagles are trying to capitalize on it. Now the Governors had a big 30-yard run from Lounsbury on 4th down and still didn't score on their drive. So just because you get the big 44-yard play doesn't guarantee you points on the board right now if you're Aberdeen Central with 1:54 to go in the third.
And again, a couple of touchdown-saving plays, one by Aiden Beam for the Govs and one by Owen Ward for the Golden Eagles on both of those big plays.
Man goes in motion to the near side. That is Dahlman. He's still behind the line of scrimmage. They'll go back to pass for Bowman. He's looking to his left, still looking to his left. Now he'll throw. That'll be to the sideline. It'll be incomplete, and no flag will come in. And Aberdeen Central is incensed over on that sideline. It ends up being incomplete, 3rd down and 5 now for Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, Aiden Beam really towing that line, as that pass was intended for Carson Borg, getting handsy with him, some hand fighting, and I think he did just about up to the maximum amount that he could to not get a penalty drawn on him, but no flag thrown. Good sticky coverage there from Beam is the result, and that pass falls incomplete, setting up 3rd and 5 here for the Golden Eagles from the Governor 31.
Max Schmitz is in the game, replacing Max Bogan, hanging on this 3rd down. Receiver on each side here, pistol formation. Will be designed run this time for the quarterback, and it will be a flag that will come in late as Bowman, actually that's going to be number 21 in Porter Lazonsky that ran the football.
Yep.
So Lazonsky actually runs. You knew it wasn't actually Bowman because his jersey was so clean, as and I didn't realize that until after he got to tackle, but it was Porter Lazonsky that ran the football, and we'll see what the flag is. There's a potential maybe helmet to helmet.
Holding. Number 80.
It'll be Graydon Tim.
3rd down.
So they will move that back. What could have been a first down was going to be maybe just short of that first down marker, but they will back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It is now 3rd down and 12 here for the Golden Eagles as they're back out to their Governor 38-yard line. Clock continues to tick down. 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Still a 3-0 lead for the Pierre Governors over Aberdeen Central on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. Trying to win the first game of the year prior to midnight tonight. 2 receivers out to the left side. Pistol formation. And it'll be back to pass as looking to throw. Now the throw will go downfield. No one is there for Aberdeen Central as that one came from Braden Bowman.
Looking for Borg down the far sideline, and it was well covered by Porter Hunsley was back there, as was maybe Beam, and number 19 for the Governors in Sutton Sunshine was back there too.
So now 4th down and 12. It looks like Aberdeen Central, maybe they are going to punt the football away. I thought maybe they would go for it from where they're sitting at the 38. You don't get too many chances from around that spot. Thought maybe they would just end up going for it. They might have to take a timeout. I don't know, as the play clock still is above 10 right now, waiting for the referee back in the end zone to put his arm up. but it will be a punt coming from Byram. Another one here for the 5th one of the day for Byram. And now we get a flag, and did we have a false start, or was there a jump from the Governors?
I'm guessing
A
false start,
yep.
because the play was blown dead right away before it could develop. Granted, it would have anyway for an encroachment as well.
Offside, number 4. Line up in the neutral zone.
Well, it was offside but it was Aberdeen Central that lined up offside. Josh David was the one that got called for it. That's why the play was blown dead. So it wasn't a false start. It was just an offside call, but it was against the offense. So it's now 4th and 17 from the 43-yard line. And again, Byram is back to punt the ball away. And again, the Governors will send a 3 to try and rush, and then the ball will drop, and it will roll its way towards the 10, inside the 10-yard line, and the Governors will have a long way to go to try and get their first touchdown of the season with 56 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Now, the flip side of all that is the Governors take their time going down the field. They can take a lot of time off the clock into the third and fourth quarter if they can sustain a drive.
Yep, they sure can, and that's kind of the beauty of being backed up this far, is that if you can sustain a drive and continue to move the ball effectively and stay in bounds, you can chew up a lot of clock. Now, on the flip side is you're very close to the opposing end zone, so any misstep is going to result in it being a very short field for Aberdeen, and that first play was actually blown dead. I'm guessing it's maybe a false start or offsides on the Govs.
And they'll back them up to the 4-yard line.
55. We'll have to go. Still first down.
Schmitz was the one on the false start there.
So it'll be 1st and 14 from the 4. It was started at the 8-yard line, so only goes half the distance on that what would have been a 5-yard penalty. Turns into a 4-yard penalty. 1st and 14 from their own 4-yard line. 55 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Again, maybe a spot for Scheffelbein. I'm going to keep calling his name till he makes a play. I just have a feeling in my gut that he's going to make a play here soon. 3
receivers here on the near side, empty backfield. Lounsbury looked to pass. He'll throw over the middle, looking for Scheffelbein, and he could not come away with it. It was a great defensive play the last moment to disrupt that catch from Scheffelbein to make it now 2nd down and 14. Boy, that would have been an incredible catch from Scheffelbein and a really good play to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone. Pierre, really, regardless of scoring on this drive, you don't want to be back too far up in your own end, because that field position battle will not go in your direction without a favorable hop. 2nd and 14 for the 4-yard line with 49 seconds to go here in the quarter. Lounsbury again will drop back to pass. He'll throw. The catch will be made by Scheffelbein. Man falls down. There goes Scheffelbein down the sideline. He breaks free. 92 yards to the house. Touchdown, Governors. Scheffelbein will make the catch and race down the sideline. No flags on the field, and it's a 9-0 lead for Pierre.
Just call me Nostradamus, John. Man, just get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and let them do the work. And just kind of a swing pass to Scheffelbein on the far side of the field. He makes one-man miss, and it was absolutely over from there because it was a foot race, and Carter Scheffelbein's going to win a foot race 99 times out of 100 against almost anybody that he's on the field against, because he is one of the fastest kids in the state. And you saw why there, as he absolutely outran his defender, his man, to go 92 yards to the house and make this a 9-0 game, pending the extra point, which was blocked actually by the Golden Eagles, so it will stay a 9-0 ball game. But it's a 2-score ball game with 34 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Well, step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. James Valley Landscape and Solutions, creating breathtaking spaces. All because of them, with 40 years of experience and the best landscaping team in the business, hired them to create spaces unimaginable. For a career with great benefits and a rewarding salary, let them hire you. James Valley Landscape and Solutions. So it ends up being a 96-yard catch. I had said it was a 92-yard throw and catch from Lounsbury to shuffle by, but a 96-yard grab and 2 play ends up being a 92-yard drive. But with the 96-yard throw and catch from Lounsbury to shuffle by, the Governors get the first touchdown of the season. The extra point was blocked, a 9-0 lead as you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station with just 34 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and Blake Dean was all over it. At some point, he was going to be right for sure, but it didn't take long for him to be right. That Carter Shufflebine was going to make an impact in this game and on the offensive side. And the speed, once that man fell down, that's immediately when the guy fell down in front of him, you knew he had a good shot of taking it to the house, because not a lot of guys can catch him across the state. And it will be Logan Whitty that will kick this one away here for the Governors. And again, a shorter kick, and it takes a hop right into Carson Borg. He will get to the 30-yard line. He's going to be stopped short of that 30-yard line. And a big tackle by number 23, is that to Kate Ducheneau, that will make the tackle.
As well as Max Stanglin, number 29.
So Ducheneau running the football and laying some big hits on guys on the special teams.
Ball spotted at the 28-yard line.
Still in the third quarter with 29 seconds to go. 9-0 advantage now for the Governors. And the Golden Eagles will have to put up at least 2 scores to try and win this ball game now, and they have failed to do so in almost 3 quarters of play. Pistol formation here for the Golden Eagles. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. As Bowman has thrown 2 interceptions so far in the season. Governors are looking to try and show blitz. Will they bring the pressure or not? They will bring some pressure. Handoff will be up the middle. And the man that was showing the blitz and end up getting there first was Hudson Schaefer. And it forces no gain, maybe a gain of 1 for Waldo, as he's only got 27 yards on 10 carries.
Yeah, it's good to see Hudson Schaefer back out on the field. John came down, ended last year a little early in the season with an injury. Good to see him back out there. Missed all of wrestling and baseball season last year with the injury. Started to come back at the end of baseball season, and now you see him starting here week 1. Making the tackle to end this third quarter with a 9-0 lead for the Govs with 12 minutes to go.
We will return in a minute with the start of the fourth quarter. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre is proud to sponsor today's game. Whether you're in the market for a brand new Ford, Lincoln, or Toyota, or a quality pre-owned vehicle, our team is here to get you back on the road in style. From tough trucks to family SUVs, we've got the selection you need and the hometown service you deserve. Browse online anytime at CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, where community drives us forward. We welcome you back. It is the start of the fourth quarter here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean with Jen Brazilius back at the station, hanging out with us for a long night as we're past 11 o'clock. Pistol formation here on 2nd down and 9. Throw over the middle. The ball is dropped. Carter Lust was the one to try and make the catch, and it will be incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 9, as Will Eilers was the one to break up that pass attempt. And this is starting to become more and more. You got to convert these 3rd downs if you're Aberdeen Central, because you're down by 2 scores, and again, through 3 quarters, you have 0 points. So it's not like you one failed drive will be okay for you. You haven't had any successful drives put up points yet.
And you got to think this is going to be 4-down territory for the Golden Eagles basically the rest of the way, because there's really no reason why they wouldn't go for anything on 4th down as long as it's 4th and manageable, because you got to keep moving the ball. It's a 2-score game. You got to put points on the board any way you can.
Pistol formation, back to pass again is Bowman. He will throw to the right side. The catch will be made by Waldo. He tried to find his way to stay in bounds, but he slipped and he stepped out of bounds. And it will be 4th down and 1, a gain of 9, make that a gain of 8 to make it 4th and 1. Maybe a 4th and long one here for the Golden Eagles.
And if you're Pierre, you really got to be disciplined right here. You think Aberdeen might try to get you to jump off sides. You know, I think they're going to put a play call in anyway. You got to make sure that the ball is snapped, but you really got to be disciplined if you're Pierre, because you got to make sure that you don't jump off sides and give Aberdeen a free 5 and a first down. But you also have to really try to stuff them if they're going to run a quarterback sneak right over the top of the center.
Still will be under center, I formation. The Governors are stacking the box right now. Man goes in motion. That is Luss to the near side. The snap and the handoff to Waldo. He's wrapped up. He's not got to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 4th down stop, and the Governors will have the ball in Aberdeen Central territory. And it's going to be a loss of 1 for Waldo. And Max Schmitz was in on the tackle. Hudson Schaefer over there. Massive Governors to hold that 4th down stop.
Wow. Unbelievable play by the Governor defense. Max Schmitz was the first one back there, read that thing all the way, shed his block, was able to absolutely blow the play up in the backfield for a loss, didn't even have a chance from the snap, and now the Governors have the ball up 2 possessions, and they can essentially salt this thing away as long as they stay with the football and don't turn it over, and they're going to get a free 5 as one of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles jumped off sides.
Number 60. Penalty, first down.
Jackson Henley was the one that jumped offside, so 1st and 5 now, and the Governors closing in on the 30-yard line. 1st and 5 from the 32 with 11:45 to go here in the 4th quarter. Governors, they've been keeping the ball on the ground for the most part. 4 receptions or completions for Lounsbury. A toss to the right side. Ducheneau will get to around the 31, 30-yard line, a gain of about 2. We'll call it a gain of 1, and it's 2nd down and 9. 4 of 13 for 146 yards for Lounsbury. Obviously, the 96-yard pass is a majority of those receiving yards or completion yards, but it is a touchdown that they got on the 96-yard pass. 2nd down and 4. And it will be a play action. The throw, that one was maybe tipped or maybe slipped out of the hands of Lounsbury. It ends up being incomplete, and it's 3rd down. 3rd down and about 4 here for the Governors.
Looks like maybe Owen Ward got a hand on that, because that thing was not very even remotely close to Terwilliger. Ended up skipping a few times before it ended up at his feet, and I think that was the result of Owen Ward getting a hand on that pass. But regardless, 3rd and 5 here for the Govs from their own 30-yard line, or from the Eagle 30-yard line, excuse me.
Receiver on each side here. 3rd down for the Governors. Pistol formation, Ducheneau in the backfield. Play clock is under 10. Governors will change the play here at the line of scrimmage. Lounsbury will get the snap and hand off. Right side, Ducheneau will try and break it out to the right side. Barrels a man down. A penalty flag will come in late. It was enough for a 1st down, but now we will see what the flag is. It is right past the 30-yard line to the 29, and I believe it's going to be maybe on Terwilliger with a hold. And that spot usually ends up being a hold. We'll hear from the official.
Holding, number 12. 10-yard penalty, spot of foul. Still 3rd down.
Yeah, so Terwilliger gets called for the hold, and it will be 3rd down and long now for Pierre, but because they picked up the 1st down, it forces Aberdeen Central to take the penalty, and the Govs will have it 3rd down from the Golden Eagle 39-yard line. Ends up being 3rd and about 14 here for the Governors. Empty backfield here for Pierre. 3 receivers out to the far side. 10:50 remaining here in the 4th quarter. 9-0 lead for the Governors. Lounsbury 4 of 14 passing right now. Man goes in motion. That's Schuffelbein. Pass will go down the middle of the field looking for Schuffelbein again, and it just doesn't have enough juice behind it. And again, maybe a little bit harder to grip the football. It is harder to grip the football right now. That might have been the case for that incompletion from Lounsbury to Shufflebine.
Yeah, I think it was because, watching the ball out of Lounsbury's hands, I think you're absolutely right. Just didn't have a grip of it because spiral was not tight and it landed about 10 yards shy of Shufflebine and 5 yards to the nearest defender. So just slipped out of his hands. Again, you can contribute that to the conditions here at Hollister Field tonight, but sets up 4th down and the Govs will punt.
Lounsbury with a high punt up in the air. This could be dangerous for Aberdeen Central. It'll take a governor hop, and the Aberdeen Golden Eagles have to get away from it. Looked like maybe Paxton Ewing was near that ball and had to shuffle his way away. And it will be a punt that will put Aberdeen Central back inside their own 20. And again, these are must-score drives for Aberdeen Central here. 10:26 to go. You're down by 2 scores, 9-0. Again, you haven't scored at all today. You got to find the end zone here in this drive. Time is running short on you very quickly without any offense.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're running out of time. Every drive that they've had, that they've put together something positive, something has unraveled, whether it's a turnover, whether it's a, turnover on downs. They've got to sustain something and put points on the board here.
As Bowman will throw, and it will be incomplete behind Graydon Tim. He was trying to throw on the run. Tim was trying to find his way to find a spot to stop and look back to his right, and it falls incomplete. And it's 2nd down and 10. 8 of 18 passing now for Braden Bowman.
And Porter Hunsley was actually probably the closest one to that football, as it was behind Tim on the throw from Bowman. Hunsley was trying to dive, make a catch, was just out of his reach. But again, I think a lot of the passes right now, ball is getting slipperier and slipperier out there for both teams. It's going to be really hard to get anything going through the air.
2nd down and 10. Bowman, pistol formation. He'll backpedal, looks to throw to the right side. The catch will be made, somewhat of a screen pass, and it will turn into near 1st down, and it will be a 1st down here for the Golden Eagles. As I believe it was maybe Luss that made the catch. It was Carter Luss that made his first catch of the ball game. Gain of 11. And it's 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles.
At the 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
Bowman is closing in on 100 yards passing. 9 of 19 for 92 yards. 1st and 10 from the 29. Under 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
And the majority of his yards through the air, John, have been through screens and swing passes, apart from the huge connection over the top to Carson Borg. A lot of them have been kind of check down stuff to the backs in Waldo and Dahlman.
This will be a broken play. The throw will go to the right side. The catch will be made on the far side of the field, and it will be near a 1st down marker again.
Waldo.
As Waldo makes the catch. And again, the guy in the backfield went to the right when he was looking to his left. He turned back to his right and was able to make a 7-yard completion, 8-yard completion out to Waldo. That's his 4th catch, by the way, for Waldo. It'll be 2nd down and 3. A gain of 7 overall to the 37-yard line for Aberdeen Central, still in their own territory. Been the best sustaining drive for Aberdeen in quite some time, along with multiple completions on a drive. 2 receivers make that receiver here on each side of the field. From the pistol, the handoff, that'll be wrapped up in the backfield, nowhere to go. And it'll be Preston Welke that got the handoff, and the Governors wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage and end up losing 2 yards back to the 35. And it's going to be 3rd down and a short 5, 3rd down and a long 4 for this Golden Eagle team.
Yeah, Sharon and Schmitz able to blow that play up in the backfield for a loss, making it 3rd and 4 for the Govs. Under 9 minutes to go now in the ball game. And if you're a Governor fan, things are looking more positive and more positive the more that this clock continues to salt away.
Pistol formation. Play clock is under 5. The toss will go to the left side. Welke will try and get to the near side. He got out to the near side, gets a 1st down, but gets absolutely leveled It's a first down, but a huge tackle.
Down the sideline, but he is taken out of bounds with authority by number 14.
I was going to say Porter Hunsley was the one that laid the boom on him. Welke gets the first down, but he had to do that the hard way.
Yeah.
Gain of, would have been 9, a gain of 9 and a first down for Welke.
Yeah, Welke showing a little bit of juice on that run. Was able to get around the left tackle into open space and pick up a gain of 9. But like you said, after he got the first down, Porter Hunsley put his shoulder right into Welke's chest and took him off his feet.
Play action, rolling to the right is Bowman. He'll throw on the run. He overthrows his first receiver, underthrows his second receiver, but a flag will come in against Logan Whitty as they were looking to maybe go to Carter Lust.
I think they were looking at Borg. Borg was in coverage on, or Whitty was in coverage on Borg. They both fell down, and this may be pass interference.
Number 3, 15-yard penalty from the original spot. Results in a first down.
So 15-yard penalty from the 44-yard line, and it will take it across midfield. And it will be a chance for the Golden Eagles to have it in Governor territory with 8:32 to go here in the fourth quarter. Still down 9-0. And we'll see if the Governors can withstand this drive here from the Golden Eagles. Pass interference was the call. 15-yard penalty now at the Governor 41-yard line. Man goes in motion here to the near side as it stays on the near side line. Bowman back to pass, a free rush, and the throw, and slipping and not being able to hold on to his balance falls incomplete as it's number 19.
Ewing.
Paxton Ewing, the one that was intended receiver. Hudson Schaefer nearly had a chance to end the night for Braden Bowman because he was coming untouched and let up after Bowman threw the football and got a little bit of a shot, but not 100% of what Hudson Schaefer could have done to Braden Bowman. Obviously, at that point would have been a penalty, but that was very close to being a hard play against Bowman.
And that's just a veteran play there by Hudson Schaefer, able to let up just as Bowman is able to throw the ball.
Second down and 10, 8:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. Man goes in motion here to the near side, pistol formation. Bowman back to pass again. He'll look to his right, he'll throw, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver as Dahlman was the intended receiver that time, and it's now third down and 10 with 8:21 to go. 10 of 22 passing now for Braden Bowman of 99 yards. And we'll see third down and 10. Four down territory right now, especially for Aberdeen Central, have to be four down territory in Governor territory. And we'll see what Aberdeen does. Again, when you know you're going to go for it on fourth down, you don't have to call the play. You don't have to really pass the ball right now on third and 10. Just pick up some positive yards. Make it more manageable for you on fourth down. But we'll see what the play call is for the Golden Eagles. Two receivers near side, pistol formation. Ewing go in motion to the right side of the line. So he splits out wide. It'll be from the pistol. The snap taken, looking to his left, throwing on the back foot. The ball will go up, it'll be intercepted, but another flag will come in as it will be pass interference against the Governors. While there was zero chance for the catch to be made, and it would have been an interception for Aiden Beam. I don't even think Beam saw where the ball was at. He put his arms up and the ball fell into his hands, but it will be a pass interference call against Pierre, and that will negate the interception, and the drive will continue.
And I think that was going to go against Porter Hunsley, and Porter.
Pass interference, number 14.
That was Porter Hunsley, so it'll be first and 10 now for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, and Porter was, just kind of caught in a bad position. He was trying to make a play on the ball, but Borg was trying to come back to the football and make a catch. Porter had his hands in the air. I think the reason they called the pass interference was because he didn't turn around to try to make a play on the ball and ended up running into Borg, which resulted in an interception by Beam because Borg fell down. But that was negated by the pass interference call. Aberdeen retains possession, 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles from the Governor 26.
8:11 to go here in the fourth quarter. Two guys move over to the left side of the line. Pistol formation. The snap was a bad one. It's picked up by Bowman, and Bowman will run his way out of bounds, and he was very close to being pushed after he got out of bounds, but he does create some positive yards on that play for the Golden Eagles, and it will end up being a gain of maybe 2 to around the 24-yard line. They will get a new football to come their way for Aberdeen Central. With 8:07 to go, clock is stopped, so no worries of play clock or game clock ticking down against Aberdeen Central. But they will get inside what would have been the 30-yard line, so they got to around the 27-yard. It's getting harder to see exactly where they are lined up because there is a lot of mud on the field, but a gain of about 2 for Braden Bowman. We'll call it a gain of 1 for Bowman. 2nd down and 9. They will play action again. Almost had a chance for the sack. Bowman looking across his body. Then he lost the football. It came out of his hand and went behind him. And falling on top of the football will be Aberdeen Central. Bowman was looking to pass it. It slipped out of the back of his hand. Even if it would have went somewhat forward, it still went behind him anyway. And it ends up being a fumble loss and picked back up by the Golden Eagles. And it's now 3rd down and very long as they're back out to the 34-yard line. A loss of about 9, and it's 3rd and about 18 now for Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, that play was kind of doomed from the start because Sam Larson, the middle linebacker for the Governors, was almost pushed into Bowman as he rolled out off the fake of the handoff going left. Bowman was rolling right. Sam Larson was actually almost pushed into Bowman as he rolled out. Bowman did get away from it and then tried to make a throw on the run. Like you said, slipped out of his hands, went behind him. Aberdeen's able to pounce on it. It's 3rd and 18 officially from the 34 of the Governors, but Aberdeen's going to take a timeout here with 7:13 to go.
Yeah, they have to take a timeout. The play clock almost ran out on them. 7:13 remaining. It's 3rd and 18 from the 34-yard line. 7:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter. John McClure alongside Blake Dean as we had to wait 2 hours and 15 minutes from the scheduled kickoff time to start this ball game. And now as we close in at 11:30, we've had some great people staying up with us on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We've had some great fans that have been out here at Hollister Field. They might have been sitting in their cars for the last 2 hours waiting for the game to start, and then finally got a chance to come out here. Then we're sitting in the rain for quite some time. So while the crowd isn't as vibrant and as full as you usually see on a first game, still a really good crowd on hand at Hollister Field tonight for the conditions and the late start time that we've had, which again shows the dedication that the Pierre Governor faithful have to this, to the Governors, to the football team, but to Governor sports.
Yeah, this is one of the best communities in the state to one of the best fan bases in the state, especially at a bigger school. Pierre always travels well. They always have good crowds, and you're seeing that here tonight, here at the opening game at Hollister Field in the 2025 season.
So coming out of the timeout, 3rd down and 18 from the 34-yard line. This is a big spot here for the Golden Eagles. They got to find something to maybe pick up half of these yards. Man goes in motion all the way to the near side as we go to the near sideline in motion. Back to pass is Bowman from the pistol. He'll throw over the middle, and the diving grab and the catch is made near the 1st down marker. An unbelievable catch that will bring up a 1st down for the Golden Eagles. Ewing makes an unbelievable grab for a gain of about 20 or so. Ends up being about maybe a gain of 25 out to around the, what will be around the 12-yard line or 13-yard line. Maybe probably closer to 13. So a gain of about 21.
11-yard line, 1st and 10 for the
Wow, what a play by Paxton Ewing on 3rd and long. Just a post pattern, and he's able to come down with it on a diving catch.
And the roll to the right, the throw, the catch will be made near the sideline. Did he stay in bounds? I believe he did. And it will be another completion for Bowman and Aberdeen Central, and the Golden Eagles are closing in here towards the end zone right now.
And you got to think, John, that Aberdeen is probably going to, if they score on this possession, they're more than likely going to have to will more than likely go for an onside kick on the ensuing kickoff, because they are still down by 2 possessions regardless of what happens at the end of this drive.
Game about 6 that time, make it 2nd and 4 from around the 8. Toss play right side, the Golden Eagles diving for the end zone. Did he get in? They're saying he's short by maybe a yard. Picked up about 7 for the first down, and his 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
For a pickup of 5.
Was that Waldo on the carry?
I believe it was Waldo that made the carry to get to the, Dahlman was the one that I believe carried it. For a gain of about 7. 1st and goal now from the 1 with 6:20 to go. The Golden Eagles are a yard away from making this a 1-score game again. 9-0 in the Governor's lead. I formation. They will hand it off in the backfield, diving for the end zone. He is in for a touchdown, and Waldo will get the touchdown and make it a 9-6 ball game with just 6:09 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Was that Waldo or Dahlman?
I believe it was.
I think it was.
I think Waldo was the one that maybe. No, it's harder to see these numbers right now.
Everybody's muddy.
Right. So they're looking for the extra point, and the ball is dropped. Waldo will take off with it. He throws it, and the ball is picked up, and the play is dead. The Governors are going to take it to the house, but in high school football, the play is just dead whenever the conversion is failed by either team. You can't return an interception, you can't return a fumble. But it is a 9-6 ball game now with 6:09 to go here in the 4th quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor of Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Planning for next year is right around the corner. But do you know how much nutrients your crops will need? Fall soil sampling with CHS River Plains can help you look at each field's nutrient carryover, provide you with a more accurate farm plan, and allow you to take a position on those nutrients needed when you see fit. Plus, it'll make your life easier next spring when the planters are ready to roll and you don't have to wait. Contact your local CHS River Plains agronomist today, and we'll get the pickup headed your way.
I believe it was Dahlman that got the touchdown for the Golden Eagles to make it a 9-6 ball game with 6:09 to go here in the 4th quarter. It was a 14-play drive and a 1-yard touchdown run for Dahlman. Again, the numbers are all starting to become a lot harder to read for Aberdeen Central. They're all pretty much all muddied up, as Dahlman is the one that will kick things off. I mean, I think he's the muddiest of them all, so it's got to be Dahlman that scored that touchdown. Joey Dahlman, who will kick this one away. It was confirmed that it was Joey Dahlman that scored the touchdown. So as the kick will go away from Dahlman, bounces its way, picked up by the Governors, out to the 20, to the 30, trying to get to the 35-yard line, and that's where they will set up shop with 6:04 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
So no onside kick for Aberdeen. I'm kind of surprised that they decided to just go with a squib instead of an onside kick, but, I think they are thinking they'd rather try to, their defense has played really well all game. They're wanting to force the Govs to put together a drive to beat them, and, they've still got 6 minutes on the clock. So, and they did put together a really good drive to score that first touchdown as well. So
this will be a toss play for Ducheneau to try and go up the middle. He will get to around the 39-yard line, gain of about 4. Ducheneau's got 36 yards rushing on 14 carries. Make that 37 on 14 carries. And, Blake, you mentioned, too, a surprise about the onside kick. Outside of the 96-yard touchdown pass, the Governors have had favorable field position to score their other field goal, so they feel like they can get a stop if they can get the clock stopped. The Governors can take as much time as they want right now. They're up by 3. and they can wait for the play clock to get under 5 seconds before they snap the ball. Play clock is down to 4. The snap and the handoff for Ducheneau. He's going to be wrapped up, and it's going to be 3rd down and long here for the Governors. No gain for Ducheneau. 3rd and 5 from the 40. They're going to get to their own 45-yard line as the clock will tick under 5 minutes by the time the next snap will have, and the Governors leading 9-6.
I think this is a great opportunity for a play-action pass. Carter Scheffelbein has seen single coverage all game long. He saw it on that last possession. He's looking like he's going to see it right now. I think you got to get the ball in the hands of number 7 on the near side of the sideline.
They will change the play before the snap. Play clock is still above 10 right now. 4:40 to go and counting. Play clock is under 10. Lounsbury will get the snap. He'll roll to his right. He'll look down the field. Then he dropped the football. It was kicked out of bounds by Aberdeen Central. So it'll be 4th down, regardless of if they spot the ball where the ball was initially touched by Aberdeen Central or not. But the ball slipped out of the hands of Lounsbury, and it will be 4th down, and the Governors will have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, really unfortunate. It looked like his first read was Terwilliger on the drag route. That was covered, and Scheffelbein was the second route, and it looked like he was going to go to Scheffelbein, but like you said, John, these conditions, ball just slipped out of his hands, and Aberdeen, again, the Govs catch a break. Aberdeen kicks it out of bounds, and that sets up 4th down and 11. So Aberdeen's going to get the ball back here with 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game, and we'll see if Lounsbury's able to flip the field like he's done really well throughout his Governor career.
The snap is a good one, and then the punt will be relatively good from Lounsbury. And can he get a Governor bounce? He does, and it will roll all the way down to the 36-yard line. So the Golden Eagles will have to go 64 yards right now to try and take the lead and potentially win the ball game with 4:20 remaining. The difference, what could be in this game too, Blake, is if Lounsbury just drops on top of the ball, and obviously the ball is kicked immediately after he dropped the football, but if he drops on the football, the clock is under 4 minutes right now, and Aberdeen has less time. But since the ball went out of bounds, it stopped the clock, saved a timeout for the Golden Eagles, who have just 2 left. And that might be something that comes in play at the end of the ball game. Having that play, the ball being, it wasn't purposely kicked out of bounds, but the ball being kicked out of bounds.
Yeah.
Near side motion as the snap and the toss here for Dahlman, who had the touchdown run. He will bust his way through past the 45 to around the 46-yard line. And I think they're going to spot him at the 45 for a gain of 9. And the clock will continue to run. Dahlman now with 23 yards rushing on 6 carries. 2nd and 1 from their own 45-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Aberdeen Central, with a score of any kind, will at least tie or take the lead as they trail by 3 right now. 9-6 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. 2 receivers on the near side. Pistol formation. The man will go in motion across the line. That's Waldo. Toss play to the right side for Dahlman again. He's got a 1st down. He'll pick up just a couple yards, but he does get a 1st down. And then the Golden Eagles are closing in on midfield as they're at the 47-yard line, a gain of 2 for Dahlman.
This is going to be the Joey Dahlman drive, John. This is going to be a heavy, heavy dose of Joey Dahlman on this drive. He is coming off the field for this play, but my guess is that number 2 is going to see the ball early and often on this potential game-winning drive for the Golden Eagles.
The Golden Eagles don't necessarily have to be in fast motion yet, but there's 3:05 to go. You have to make sure you get yourself in range to try and score at the end of this 4th quarter. This will be a handoff. This is Welke. He cuts to the right side, and Welke will get to midfield as it'll be 2nd down and 7, a gain of 3 for Welke on just his 3rd run of the ball game. He's got 10 yards on 3 carries. So they're on the Governor's side of midfield with 2.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. 2 timeouts remaining for Aberdeen, 3 timeouts for the Governors.
And you got to think that Aberdeen's got to connect on at least 1 pass unless they're going to use timeouts to potentially tie this thing up.
2 receivers on the far side. Play action. Bowman rolls to his right, throws to the sideline. Was the man in bounds? He was. Makes the catch, and it's a 1st down as it's going to be out to around the 42-yard line, 41-yard line. Now, yeah, it'll be a first down for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Riley Waldo, the running back, out on the pattern, able to toe tap inbounds along the far sideline to make the catch ahead of the sticks. First down for the Golden Eagles. Ball on the Governor 42, looking like Chris Carter out there back in the day, with as was Riley Waldo with a toe tap, or maybe Antonio Brown for the 2000s kids.
2:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. They'll adjust the line over on the left side, and they'll toss it over for Waldo on that left side. There is a hold, and a flag will come in. 2 flags will fly in, and you're going to lose 10 yards, or maybe it's second and about 11. And I think Steele's saying they're going to accept the penalty. And I think that's probably the right move to make, and make it first down and 20 instead of second down and 11 with 2:09 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, really you take the yardage at this point of the game over the down, because time is your friend.
Number 80.
Braden Tim is the one that gets called for the penalty, so it'll make it first and maybe 19 at best for the Golden Eagles, but they are now back to the 50-yard line on their side of the 50-yard line. 49-yard line is officially where they're going to spot it in their own territory with 2:09 and counting. The clock will start to run again. First and 20 from the 49. 3 receivers now on the near side. Make that 2 receivers on the near side. Tim, the tight end, on the left side. Almost a free rush there for the Governors. Coming near side is Bowman. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. He's going to let go of him, and he does. As Lincoln Schoenhardt wisely lets go of Bowman to make sure that he doesn't get knocked down, doesn't make sure that he doesn't look like a tackle, and pick up a free 15 yards. Turns into a 5-yard gain for Bowman. It's second and 15 here for Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, another heady play by a veteran in Lincoln Schoenhardt, who was able to wrap up Bowman and escort him out of bounds, and like you said, let up just in time before he would have gotten a late hit out of bounds penalty that would have given Aberdeen more penalty yards.
1:50 to go. Clock is stopped with Bowman going out of bounds. Second down and 15 from the Governor 46-yard line. Back to pass is Bowman. A quick rush. The throw to the near side. The catch is going to be made by Borg. He's still moving up the field. He is twisted and turned down at around the 35-yard line, which would be a gain of 11, but not enough for a first down. To be third down and 4 for Borg.
What a good play design there by Aberdeen. Screen pass to Borg. They got blockers out in front, and he's able to pick up 10, 11 yards on that screen pass, making it from second and long for Aberdeen to third and manageable, about third and medium. And the Governor crowd that's left here at 11:40 this evening is on their feet at full throat.
1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Third down and 4, pistol formation. Bowman will step up. He'll throw, looking for a man. He overthrows his receiver, and it's now 4th down and 4. And the ball game rests on this potential final play with 1:02 to go. Aberdeen Central does have 2 timeouts, so the Governors would have to, unless they take a timeout now, the Governors would have to get a first down to try and keep the ball game alive, or to ice the ball game, excuse me. But this is that's moot right now to this point. You have to be able to get the stop on 4th down and 4 from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, this is the play of the ball game right here. It's come down to this. Can Aberdeen convert? Can Pierre make a stop here? This is the stakes are far less right now, but it's almost reminiscent of the last game the Governors played.
Play clock is down under 10. Pistol formation. Bowman, they're going to take the timeout, and one that now puts the Governors even more of a likelihood of winning the ball game, and they wouldn't have to have a first down at that point. They can ice the game if they just get the ball. But if you're Aberdeen Central saying, well, if we just score, we got to make sure we score on this drive anyway. We don't need to have another chance at trying to score. We just need to go score right now. And so this becomes a massive play. This is the ball game right here to stay alive for Aberdeen Central, or will the Governors win another game here at home to open up the season, and it's been a while. 2022 is the last time Pierre opened up with Aberdeen on the road in 23 and in 24. And 22 is the last time here at home against Aberdeen Central that Pierre had their first game at home. And they're looking for a late night. I mean, we're closing in on midnight tonight before we get to the end of this football game. It's been well worth the wait. If you're a fan of offense, maybe you've been a little bit more frustrated with a 9-6 game. But if you're a fan of defense, you've really loved what both these teams have been able to do defensively and have an opportunity. Both these teams, their defense have given themselves an opportunity to win a football game.
Yeah, this is the epitome of grit and grind football. It's the testament of wills right now. Which team is going to come out victorious? It's been an absolute slop fest both ways because of the field conditions. And which team is going to grit their way to a win? We'll see maybe on the result of this play.
4th down and 4 from the 35, 1:02 to go. And a flag will come in, and it will be a false start against the Golden Eagles to back them up to make it 4th down and 9. Let's see here. They're still pointing at what was happening. And Aberdeen is moving back. There's going to be an offside call.
Good ball. False start. Number 19 in the offense. By the penalty.
Paxton Ewing gets called for the false start. It's 4th down and 9 for Aberdeen Central. That's a massive penalty against the Golden Eagles, and now you have to pick up at least 9 to keep the ball game alive.
Maybe a place where you see a trick play here, John. That's entirely possible now that they're backed up.
And now Coach Steve Steele playing the game of chess, and he gets the timeout and says, hey, let's see what you look coming out of the huddle and coming out of the timeout. And now we're going to adjust to what we think is the best play to stop you on 4th down and 9. And Coach Dan Chachak, who's taken over the defensive coordinator role for this Governor team, he and Coach Slice standing there right now talking to his defense on what they want to do to get this stop.
And I think Coach Chachak, Coach Slice, and Coach Steele all thought the same thing. They want to make sure that their defensive guys are aware and at least have an alert that a trick play could be coming for Aberdeen, because, you know, when a positive play like that happens, typically you're trying to ride that momentum all the way through. Now, on the flip side, I think that all three of those coaches thought we need to tell our guys to be aware that a trick play could be coming from Aberdeen, and made sure to get the timeout to relay that message.
And, of course, Coach Chachak, the new defensive coordinator, our old friend Matt Thorson, who took the head coaching job at West Central. They lost 24-0 in his coaching debut with the West Central Trojans, but we wish him nothing but the best at West Central. We hate to see him go. He was a fantastic coach on multiple sports for this Pierre Governor athletic program, but we wish him the best as the head coach in West Central. Maybe we'll see him, maybe a couple of those teams will be down at the Dakota Dome later on this year, and we can cheer on a Class 11A team at West Central. 4th down and 9 coming out of the timeouts. 1:02 to go here in the 4th quarter. Bowman from the pistol. He'll step back to pass. He's feeling the rush, moving to his left, looking, throwing. It's up in the air. It's going to be tipped. It's incomplete. Does not matter. And the Governors are going to get one on home to open up the season. It was tipped by number 13, by Porter Hunsley. He was the one that tipped it. I thought maybe it was number 13 and Lincoln Dilges, but it is Hunsley that was able to get the tip. Incomplete. And a turnover on downs, and the Governors' victory formation can be coming up to win this ball game.
Yeah, great job of collapsing the pocket. I think it was Bogenhagen was the one that was able to force Bowman out of the pocket, flush to his left. He had to throw then on the run on 4th and 9 and overthrew his receiver. Like you said, it looked like it was Porter Hunsley that tipped the pass. Almost got his hands on it for another interception, but it fell harmlessly to the grass here at Hollister Field. Turnover on downs. The Governors take over, and they are currently in victory formation. Kneel down number 1 by Lounsbury. Kneel down number 2 is upcoming, and the Govs will be 1-0 once he takes that knee, and he does.
And no timeout coming from the head coach of Aberdeen Central, Justin Breeze. And the Governors, it took 2 hours and 15 minutes before we got started. It was worth the wait of a great defensive battle. Pierre wins it 9-6 over the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles to open up the 2025 season. 9-6 final. Back in 3 minutes with the post game. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. But so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Is it time for a fresh look underfoot? Tired of worn out carpets or outdated flooring? Then you need to visit Country Carpet and Flooring in Pierre. We're your local experts for every style. From plush carpets and durable laminates to elegant hardwoods and luxury vinyl. Discover hundreds of options from top name brands, all with our friendly expert service. Visit Country Carpet and Flooring at 414 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre or call us at 605-224-9297. Country Carpet and Flooring. Your floor, your style, our expertise.
Have you assessed the condition of your roof at your home or business? Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters can help. Since 2010, Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters has been helping their customers in Pierre, Fort Pierre, and all surrounding areas. With over 20 years experience, the professionals at Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters know how to get the job done. Specializing in all types of roofing, they'll make sure to find the right fit for you and your home. Give them a call at 605-280-9797 or get a free quote on their website at dakotastормroofing.com. Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters. Reliable roofing for your peace of mind.
As we welcome you back, it is a post-game show. The Pierre Governors, they win it 9-6 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. We might make it to midnight before we get done with this ball game. We'll see if Coach Steele will come up, and we'll have a conversation with him. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean right now. And Blake, offense total was 245 to 210, 35-yard difference and a 3-point difference in this game for the Governors to get the win.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it. Both teams, put together a drive. The Governors were able to, make some explosive plays, and on the flip side, they were able to, the Govs had one explosive play with that 96-yard touchdown to Shufflebine, and Aberdeen was able to put together a solid drive on the flip side to get their score. So really it came down to a battle of defense and special teams. The Governors gave up fewer yards, and on the flip side, they gave up, I think they won the special teams battle, and that was the difference in the ball game tonight.
We might have some guys that come talk to us. We are going to have some guys. I think Coach Steele was reading our mind. He didn't have his phone with him because of all the rain that came through,
Yep.
but we're going to talk to the guys that we're going to probably say that we're coming
Yep.
up here. First is going to be Carter Shufflebine, who made the 96-yard catch and run. The guy falls down in front of you, and you get open space. What was your thoughts going in as you were running down the right side of the sideline?
I mean, I saw, the corner slipped and fell. So I didn't have to make a guy miss there, but Coop Terwilliger laid down a nice block on the safety there, and it was just open field from there in a foot race, and I know I'm going to win that all the time. So,
Carter, in a game like that where you're not getting the ball, frequently, especially in the first half, how much or how important is it for you to stay locked in, especially when your opportunities in a game like tonight with the conditions being what they are few and far between?
I mean, the conditions were not ideal, of course, and then, especially when sometimes you may think you're open, but just it's a team game, so got to all work together, but just got to stay locked in, focused, keep running the routes, and it'll come.
Well, you said stay locked in and focused. You guys had to wait 2 hours and 15 minutes for this game to get started. Obviously, you got back on the field, about half an hour before the game got rolling. What was the feeling in the locker room? Were you guys staying loose? Was it kind of getting annoying waiting that long? Were you having some fun? You hope to tell everything that happened in that locker room, but what was kind of the vibe in the locker room while you guys were waiting for this weather delay?
I mean, it obviously wasn't ideal that we didn't get started till a couple hours later, and now we're here finishing up at midnight. But the boys were locked in, messing around in the locker room, having a good time. Music was pumping, so I mean, it was just important we stayed loose, and then we got out to the field when we needed to, and got care of business in the warm-ups, and got out in the field and came ready to play. So,
Carter, how impactful is this season for you guys? How heavy are your hearts with knowing that you guys are not only playing to climb back to the mountaintop, but playing for a fallen teammate in Aiden Van Balen?
I mean, the dome last year, it hurt, but what really hurts is one of your former teammates, of course, passing away, and really just playing the season for him, and not only a teammate but a best buddy, and just taking care of it for him. So.
Well said. And you guys get Huron next Friday now, get to go on the road. After a game like this, the recovery is going to be, kind of nice to be able to have a 3-day weekend from school. But getting ready for the next week, what do you kind of expect from Huron before you really start to dig in and get the film on them?
Well, they obviously had a pretty good game tonight against Yankton, so they obviously got some weapons, but I'm sure we'll have practice on Monday, and we'll watch some film and get ready to roll. It'll be nice being on some turf, hopefully in dry conditions next week. But, yeah, we'll just got to clean a few things up, but we'll be back next week ready to play. So.
Were you guys scoreboard watching? Did you know the final score of the game before you guys started even?
The game was almost over by the time we got started.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, almost everybody was at that point.
I think it might have been a one-score or two-star game, but Pierre was holding up with Yankton. So.
Well, congratulations on the first win of the season. It took a while to get that happen, but, bedtimes, for you guys are probably still 2 o'clock in the morning anyway, so you're still probably feeling pretty good.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
All right, hey, congratulations on the first win, and we'll see you next Friday.
Thank you.
As Carter Shufflebine, and now we'll go to Logan Whitty, who had a big interception and then also a big field goal, which turns into the difference maker in this game. The 3 points, you get called to kick the field goal at 1 second on the clock. What's going through your mind as you're getting ready to kick that ball?
Well, I didn't know I was kicking till this morning. So
okay.
It was all just, you got to go through the routine. I've been doing it in practice, just routine, and get it done.
That's pretty impressive that you didn't know that you were kicking until this morning, and you end up kicking what ends up being the difference in the ballgame. The 2 highlight plays that you made tonight, what was the highlight for you? Was it the interception, or was it the field goal what that ended up being the difference in the game?
I'd probably say the field goal, because it was so surprising that I was out there, and then just getting hyped up by the boys really made it better.
Well, you got your first starts here tonight, and you were a difference maker. We were calling your name a lot. Your energy level, but what did you see from your perspective of being able to be such a big influence defensively for this Governor team tonight?
I thought it was a pretty good game for me. We just ran our plays, knew what we were doing, and that's about it.
I'll ask you the same question too, Logan. What's this season like, knowing that you guys are on the verge of trying to get back to the mountaintop, but then playing for Aiden as well?
Well, obviously it's hard, but he would have wanted us to come out here, win every single game, be together. And losing in the dome last year hurt, even though I was only on punt team, but it still hurt.
Well, again, here I'll ask the same question as I asked Carter too. You guys are waiting in the locker room for a little extra time. Did you feel like the same as Carter too, of kind of being relaxed but focused, and how hard was it to wait that extra time? Did it feel like those 2 hours between what should have been kickoff to what ended up being kickoff? Did it feel like almost an eternity waiting for that to happen?
Oh yeah, it was a long time. It felt like a long time, but we all just sat there playing some Clash. Having fun, getting locked in.
I know Clash, but I don't play it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I want to ask, were you winning, but I don't know if that's the right question or not.
We always win.
Okay, there you go.
I was going to say, piggybacking off of that, knowing that this was your first varsity start on defense as well, like you said, punt team last year, now stepping in as a starting corner. What was your nerve level like coming into tonight's game?
It was pretty high, but I knew all I can do is go out there and play the best ball I can.
There you go. Going in here on next week, what do you kind of expect from them before you really dig into film?
Not too much. I don't really know. I think I was sick last year during their game, so I don't really know what they do, but I think we can get it done.
Well, congratulations on that first win. Congrats on the interception and that field goal. The difference in this ball game. Congrats to Logan on a job well done.
Thank you.
As Logan Whitty, our other player of the game. We'll talk with Coach Steve Steele here in just a moment. He'll be coming down and talking with us, or coming over and talking with us here in just a couple minutes. We want to say, before we get to the end of our broadcast, we want to say a big thanks to Jen Brazilius, who got to the studio prior to all of the delays that we had. So she has been at the KC Sierra studio for what would be over 5 hours now. Somewhere around closer to 6 hours that she's been there. So as we're closing in on midnight, we appreciate her sticking with us and hanging out and being our board op tonight, because that's a long night for anybody. It's a long night for us, and we get to have the fun of being here for the game. It's a long night for the board ops, who we can't do it without them. So we appreciate the work that Jen did for us this evening.
Absolutely. They better pay you overtime, Jen.
Well, she definitely is getting paid for all the hours that she is there. It's not just the game itself.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not the when you go into overtime in a game and you called free baseball or free football or whatever.
I call free everything.
Yeah, that's not the case. She's going to she'll get paid
Good.
for
She deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She deserves it. I just show up and talk. She has the job of making sure this ship runs smoothly. I mean, as do you. I come on here, you give me a headset. I don't know why you do. I don't
know either sometimes. No, just kidding.
I know. The fact that you continue to let me do this is sometimes baffling to me. But you guys are definitely keep this ship running smoothly. So you have earned every bit of that overtime paycheck, Jen.
And she said she would take the overtime as well.
Good, absolutely. You should.
Real quick, Caleb Lounsbury was 4 of 15 passing for 146 yards. Obviously, the biggest throw and catch was to Carter Shufflebine at 96 yards for the touchdown. He ran for 72 yards on 15 carries. Kea Duchino had 37 yards on 15 carries. Twilliger had 2 of the 4 catches for 26 yards and a 24-yard catch for Kea Duchino as well for the offense for the Pierre Governors. It was 150 yards passing for Brayden Bowman, of 14 of 28 passing for 150 yards. He threw 2 interceptions, as it was the interception for Porter Hunsley as well as also for Logan Whitty. And then he had 7 different guys make catches. The most was by Waldo, 5 catches for 36 yards. Waldo had 26 rushing yards on 11 carries, 25 yards and a touchdown for Joey Dahlman on 7 carries, and then Welke had 10 yards on 3 carries. So only 1 touchdown apiece, but the difference is that field goal from Logan Whitty of 30 yards out that came at the end of the half. The teams failed for the extra points. One was blocked, the other was a bad snap. And the field goal is the difference for the Pierre Governors here tonight. And I think the last time we could say a field goal was a difference was about 3-4 years ago now, whenever Cole Peterson kicked a field goal at the Dakota Dome. That would have been good for about 70 yards.
4. For
sure, 60 yards. Yeah, 4 years ago. 60 yards would have been easily from Cole Peterson when he made that championship kick to win over T in the state championship. Will be 4 whenever we get to
in October.
In November.
You're right, in November. Sorry.
It's midnight. It is midnight at KCCR
We're delusional.
Pierre, a Riverfront Broadcasting Station. We're still waiting on Coach Steve Steele to talk with him. I believe there he is right now. We'll talk with him here in just a moment, as it is a 9-6 win for the Pierre Governors over Aberdeen Central. We'll try and make this kind of quick here with Coach Steele. You had to wait 2.5 hours. You have a field goal be the difference. Kind of a sloppy game with obviously the rain and everything else. At the end of the day, is it good just to have a win regardless of how you got the win?
Yes, that is 100% the number one most important thing. There was a lot of ugly there. And not even just ugly in how we necessarily played, but it's just hard. It's just a hard conditions to play in. Hard for both teams, but it's hard to stay mentally locked in for 3 hours in a locker room with teenage boys. There's just a lot of challenges for both teams today, and I think everybody's ready to go to bed.
And before Blake asked the question too, Carter and Logan were talking about how they were staying relaxed but locked in, and playing music and playing games on their phone. For a coach's perspective, it's probably even more stressful than on a player side of things, because you're trying to make sure that not just one guy, yourself, is staying locked in. You got to make sure that everybody is staying locked in for the entire team.
Yeah, and Mosier did a great job managing this whole crazy situation. I thought he was the one standing behind me, so he's going to suck up a little bit. But just the amount of different things that you've got to figure out, because you didn't know the storm. It took a long time to move on, as opposed to most of them that hit the lake or hit the river and break up. We didn't know if we were going to play, so we were figuring out, well, when are we going to play if we're not going to play today? So, really, you kind of are mandatory distracted as well.
Yep.
There's just a lot going on.
Yeah, Coach, obviously, because of the rain, field conditions were less than ideal. Did that affect game planning at all, kind of changing things on the fly?
Yeah, I think the first quarter, there's always a feeling out process for teams. I think you were feeling out the field conditions just as much, just because, the snaps, if they're good, the timing matters so much, where if there's a little bobble, it can make a huge difference, and I think that was just as important part of feeling out each other as it was feeling out the game conditions.
And it's got to be that another thing that's hard to do is that you have your game plan going into the game all week, and then you kind of almost throw it out the window because the field conditions, or it just gets soaked and you can't see what you're trying to have for your game plan. But the guys, especially defensively, really responded well. Logan Whitty gets the interception. He kicks the field goal at the end of the first half. Porter Hunsley gets an interception.
Lincoln Schoenhard played fantastic tonight.
There's a lot of guys up and down that 11-man starting lineup, and then the guys that even got in that weren't in the starting lineup that played well. In a game like this, that defense kind of shows out and shows what they can do, and that's what the Governors did this evening.
Yeah, defense answered the bell every time, and they were on the field what felt like forever. And that drive, really the whole second half, I felt like, we had that one touchdown, but it was a 2-play, 95 yards.
Right.
Took about 8 seconds off the clock, and they just felt like they were on the field way too much. So, offense needed to do better staying on the field today, which was a challenge. But defense did a great job just answering the bell no matter what situation they were put in.
Yeah, and to your point, that was kind of what I was going to ask too, was the fact that you did get the one big explosive that, it ends up being a guy slips, falls down, Carter Scheffelbein ends up, is going to win a foot race 99 times out of 100. Basically on a, regular screen pass where he's going to be seeing, is that going to be part of the game plan going forward where, Cooper Terwilliger is going to see double teams, sometimes triple teams majority of the season. That's going to free up guys like Carter to see a lot of single coverage going forward. Is that something that you guys are I don't want to give away your game plan as far as things go, but is that something that crosses your mind, knowing that you guys have guys like Scheffelbein, Dilgis, guys like that are going to be able to make plays for you with single coverage?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a huge part of the offensive goal today. Honestly, today the biggest thing was if you get out in the open, don't get tackled.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know.
Or slip and fall.
Yeah, you had no idea what was going to happen on the next play. Mm-hmm. This was, condition-wise, it was on turf and tee a few years ago. But it was it felt similar where you're like, you just don't know if you're going to get the next snap. Mm-hmm. So, it was just like, if you get, once he cleared, I'm like, you better not get caught. You better not trip or any of this stuff. You better get all the way down there just because you don't want to have to run another play.
Now you get ready for Huron. Obviously, get the 3-day weekend school-wise, and then maybe practice a little bit earlier. And obviously tomorrow, which we're already into tomorrow right now because it's past midnight. A chance to kind of recover and then get ready for Huron. What do you expect from the Huron Tigers going into next Friday?
Well, we got to watch almost their whole game today.
That helps.
So that was kind of neat. Yeah, I mean, because they started at 5. Well, they started at 5 too.
Yeah.
So I mean, we really watched
You're
until
watching,
about middle of probably almost the end of the third quarter. So their quarterback's good. The receiver, they got a good passing game. Yankton struggled with them. I mean, it was a really good game. I think they must have pulled away a little bit after we stopped watching. But I mean, it was a pretty back and forth game the whole way.
Was the last time, besides dealing with a crying kid, that you've seen past midnight at a game or some kind of anything else?
Probably either Mitchell or Watertown hockey. When you get way behind.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's midnight and the game's over. And we're sitting here talking, saying we're ready for bed.
And I'll let you go on that one just because it's time for everybody to kind of go to bed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll end with this one because this is kind of a good closer. I asked both the players of the game this. I'll ask you this too, Coach. And John's probably asked you this ad nauseum. The two big things for this season are, one, trying to get back to the top of the mountain after what happened last year, but then obviously something much bigger than that, playing for Aiden Van Balen. What can you say about just kind of the journey of this season and what this team is going to be able to write as far as this season goes?
Yeah, I mean, that was, the majority, I guess our pregame conversation was kind of weird because we were like, we think we're going to go out and we're going to warm up and we're going to play. We may come back, we may not, but at the end of it, it was kind of just this is just a perfect ending or start to this season with how all the ups and downs and everything through the summer that happened. And Aiden was a kid who didn't usually do things the easy way. So there was nothing easy about today from a scheduling perspective, from the playing perspective, from anything else. And he's probably laughing right now at how the game was, but he's okay because we won. So I think that, the guys went out there and they did a good game for him. I think that it just kind of encapsulates the craziness, and then the roller coaster of everything over the last few months.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you Wednesday for Coach's Corner, and we'll get you then for the pregame show next Friday against Huron.
Sounds good.
I was going to say, you're back to not being able to get away from him again anymore.
Well, technically, we're talking back-to-back days now because it's Saturday.
That's right.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I talked to him earlier today, and now I talked to him here on Saturday as well. But, Blake, I'll have you wrap things up here as Coach Steele is heading back to the locker room. I'll let you wrap things up kind of quickly here, and we'll get out of Hollister Field. Even though it is Saturday morning already, we'll get out of Hollister Field here at a late that night. But your final thoughts on the win here for the Governors?
Again, we talked about it. This is a game that's going to go down as, you can attribute a lot of things to the field conditions tonight. Both teams had a tough time moving the football on offense, but on the flip side, both defensive teams played really fantastic across the board. And it came down to, both teams ended up scoring a touchdown. The Govs on an explosive play, 96-yard pass from Lounsbury to Scheffelbein, and he's able to take it to the house. And then on the flip side, Aberdeen puts together a solid drive. Joey Dahlman ends up scoring the touchdown for them. And really it comes down to when both offenses are on relatively equal footing and both defenses are on relatively equal footing, comes down to special teams. And I think that was the difference in this ball game tonight. The Govs on the foots, that's not a plural.
It's midnight.
It's past midnight. On the feet of both Caleb Lounsbury punting, really doing a good job of flipping the field, and then on the foot of Logan Whitty, who, like he said, we didn't know that he was just informed that he was going to be the place kicker this morning. And the fact that he comes out, or yesterday morning now, and he comes out and drills a kick from 30 yards at the end of the first half to put the Govs up 3-0 at the end of the first half. Both teams trade touchdowns in the second half, and that ends up being the difference in the ball game. So when a game like that is relatively equal, both offense and defense, it's a three-phase team game, and special teams was the difference. The Govs special teams were greater than Aberdeen's special teams, and all other things being equal, Govs come out victorious with a 3-point win, and that's what ended up happening as the result.
Pierre will take on Huron next Friday at 7 o'clock with kickoff of coverage starting at 6:30 on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. A couple schedule thoughts here before we go. Tomorrow was supposed to be Pierre and Rapid City Central Soccer at Hollister Field. They have moved that over to the Pilk Fields. If you look at anything on YouTube at KCCR Sports, you can see that this field is a mess right now and needs to probably have a little bit of some time to try and recover before it is ruined for the entire season. But they will move over to the Pilk Fields, and the chance of rain tomorrow, along with also having to be no press box there. We are not going to have the soccer broadcast, so we will not have Pierre Governor Sports tomorrow, but we will have Texas and Ohio State in its entirety starting at 10:30 with coverage and 11 o'clock kickoff, and then the rest of the schedule will remain the same as it stands. Other than maybe some rainouts of baseball or whatever it might be, but the rest of the schedule will remain for the rest of the weekend. So that will wrap things up for us here from Hollister Field on this Saturday morning. Thanks to Jen Brazilius back at the station. For Blake Dean, John Wickley here signing off. A 9-6 win for the Pierre Governors to open up the 2025 football season as we say so long from Hollister Field.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Bank West, Allied Plumbing, Beck Motors, Home Care Services, Venture Communications, Vilas Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, State Farm Insurance, CHS River Plains, and Zander Auto Parts. And by Wheelhouse Auto Body, Slumberland, SV Savin, Shane's Pharmacy, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, First Fidelity Bank, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping. And by Wagner Auto, Sanford Clinic, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Envirotech, First National Bank, and Faith Lutheran Church. And by Kruger Climate Systems, River Bottom Sanitation, Rising Hope Counseling, Pizza Ranch, Olson Plumbing, Dakota Storm Roofing, Ferding Electric, James Valley Landscaping, Lamb Motors, May Adam, and First Dakota National Bank, and by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, and First United Methodist Church. Join us all season for more of the Pierre Governors. This has been a special presentation